the road still. I was trying to get home. Jesus. That thing was humming. How's everybody doing tonight? Marcy, Bill Beckett, Jeremy Polston, Larry Borstrom, Bill Beckett. Oh, Bill Beckett, what's up? What's up, fellas, ladies and gentlemen? We're working on getting home here. Dun, 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 dun. Got a tailgate in my rearview mirror. What's up, great GTF, Gran Turismo, Bob Baldwin, Alan Kaufman. Dude, I was down in your neck of the woods today, Alan. Had to go down to old Moulton. Had to go to Moulton. David Carlisle, what's up? Rob2112. Hey, thank you guys that are members. I got some new membership stuff coming up too. For if anybody wants to go up a level for a little more one-on-one private talk with CP. Bubba Ayers, what's up? You handsome devil, you. Originality. What's up, Larry Smith? Zephiel? James Martin? What's up? Tim Windsor? You other handsome. Brian Shiflett? 38 people in the chat already. Fellas are just hammering. I barely even got on here. Zachary Larson, what's up? Any new people that are in the chat, welcome. We'll get this thing tied down here in a second as soon as I get home and back this rig in the driveway. What's up, Larry? What's up, Raging? Smash that Hulk smash that button. Did you get a buggy? That's Amish country, yeah. I got a buggy. She's a couple horse drive right there. See her right there behind me? We love you a long time. Yeah. Picked up a rig. It was an all-day experience. Let me tell you. 42 people. Yeah, David, just telling everybody hi. I can't wait to get this thing back in. Henry is just out over here. He's out by the light. I got him a sandwich and some water, and he just, yeah. What's up, Dano? Dano. Woo! It's been a great day. It's been a great week. Hope you guys have all had a great week. Just fire in the hole this week. Let's get over. Sorry if I'm missing anybody in the chat. I'll read it when I can. Got to get this rig rolling down the road. Rolling. Keep this rig rolling. Jeff Hurley, what's up? Bryce Castro, what's up? Ian Taylor, what's up? What's up, fellas? What's going on? I bought a small farm, and I'm realizing that a shovel and a wheelbarrow is a tough way to put you. Damn straight it is, Zephiel. That's going to be a hard one. Woo! We're going to get tied down and we're going to talk about some things. You guys like talking about things? You want to talk about the rig? I'm pretty pumped. You guys have no idea. There's a huge video coming out on this one. This is going to be big. Gonna be big. Big things are coming. And I don't just mean me. I mean big things are coming. Has anyone seen Larry Croft lately? No, I heard from him. He messaged, he put a message in the chat. In my, or message, or he put a couple comments in. Did you miss him somewhere, Bill? Yeah, unfortunately it does, Alan. That's all right, because we're not scared. We can put anything we want in this. It is an open canvas. What's up, Adam? Holy smokes, dude! Coming in with a $20 holla! Adam from Small Town Machine Shop, you are the man. I got to catch up on some of your videos. Thank you very much, Adam. Appreciate that. Project Chevrolet appreciates that. Tool Devos, what's up, brother? How you doing? Tony Couture, how you doing, brother? Hope you've been along. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Where's Cajun at? Boom, 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 boom. Luis Cassienda. I told you I love saying that guy's name. Love it. Love it. Love all you people in here today. I don't know what. I'm just so happy. I don't think nothing can rain on my parade. I have to get rid of my HHR panel van. New car. Don't have one on the property. That's no bueno. That's no bueno. What's up, CP? What's up, CP? What's up, Small Town? I apologize. We'll get this thing straightened out here in a minute, fellas. We're about 5 minutes away. We'll rip this thing in the driveway, and we'll get into the shop and get this thing full steam ahead. I know I'm late. That's a little bit late. It's getting hard. It's still light out, man. I mean, it's 8:40 at night, and the feller's just not disappointed in seeing sunlight still. You know what I'm saying? Henry's ready to get out of here. Henry's ready. He's just, yeah, aren't you? Henry's ready. He's had a long day. He's been running all over. He's just been loving life for a living. This might be a little bit, this chat might be a little bit slow. That's right. It's dark already there. Better late than never, you damn Skippy. Oh. Beautiful night. Just look at it. Sunset's amazing. Oh, Henry's up. He's going to get his teeth out the window. Getting his teeth out the window. Getting his teeth right out the window. I'm ready to get out of this truck. I done put on a couple 100 miles a day. And it feels like I've been on the stream forever. More than 10 minutes. Woo! Not gonna lie, I'm a little whipped. I had to fight this thing a little bit to get it up on the trailer. Good thing I got a badass trailer with a badass winch. because it was lovely. I'm missing comments. What's up, Joshua Brandenburg? How you doing, brother? We're almost home, fellas. Almost home. What you guys been up to this week? Anything exciting? Been had a lot of projects going on, a lot of different things. Now I just made another project for myself. I'm feeling the juice. Tony the Snap-on guy says hello, Josh. There you go. There you go, Josh. You got Snap-on fan club. You need a muffler, lady? I can help you out with that. That thing sounded hideous. You guys hear that? That wasn't even a ricer, believe it or not. That's terrible. Yeah, I have been everywhere. All right. They're in the corner. Navigating with a trailer on isn't always the funnest. Dudes with wrenches. I met Nick's from Nick's Garage's Autorama in Toronto. Oh, that's awesome. Definition of insanity: buy project, complete buy again. I just skipped complete part, makes it quick. What's up, dudes? How you doing, brother? Oh, mufflers are overrated. Yeah. What's up, Backwoods Mechanics? How you doing? I'm turning the corner here. I'm going to put you guys down a second after I back this rig in, and then we'll get her tuned up here, and we'll get down to real business here. We'll get down to the real business. What's up, 815 LSX Swaps? Yeah, it was good chatting with you too the other night, brother. Good dude right there. You guys ought to check out his channel. He's a good guy. He's a good fella. Oh yeah, Henry's Treats. Oh God, the dog's got so many treats now. He loves these dental sticks, which is amazing. So Raging, that'll definitely help him out. Appreciate that. We'll get him 2 bags for you. He's got a pile of them now. Oh, there's been several people that sent me treat donations, which was really nice. Really appreciate it. Yes, sir, Mike. I got to me another project. We're going to put you down here a second. I'm going to back in. I'm watching and working on the Impala. Hell yeah. All right, I'm going to put you guys down real quick. I'm going to back it in. I'm here. I'm listening to you guys. I'm just, man, I hate rude people. You guys hate it when somebody is just, get down here. I hate it when somebody just has to scoot by you when you're trying to back a trailer up, as if their night is more important. And then they got to gawk at you. Whenever somebody's backing up a trailer, I just stop. I stop and wait. Let them get by, do their thing. Come on, honey. Get yourself in there. Who thinks I can do it first shot? Bet you $100,000 I can do it first shot. She done. Backed it in. Backed it in on the live stream. There's half the people on live stream can't even back or half the people on live stream. Half the people on YouTube couldn't even back this in. Oh, I did it on the live stream. I did it on the live stream. Oh, get in there, fella. Whoops, we had to do a pull up. I messed up because I got cocky. That's why you don't get cocky. Stay humble, fellas. That's why you don't get cocky. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Old Ragin and Larry, those guys are laughing right now. They're like, you old dirty trucker, you. I can bag it up. Slag it up. Mark Schumacher, Larry Borgstrom, all them old truckers. Oh, come on. It is harder to do one-handed, I will tell you that. That's what you got to. Waiting to hear the bumper scrapes and crash. Ain't gonna happen. Telling you, Zephyl. Don't underestimate the power of the fat guy. I am a smooth operator. For backing up and rodeos. Well, you dirty sandwich maker. Right? If they made everybody drive a truck raging, they'd all be good as us. You know what I mean? There wouldn't be no sassy pants. There wouldn't be no sissy pants or sassy pants. We almost got this thing parked up in here. How close do I want to get it? That's probably close enough. All right. Just get out, Henry. I know you want to run. He had to jump out the window. What's up, Brandon? Henry, come here. Get over here. No, neighbor dog's out. Hold on. We're going to have World War III. Ugh. Woo! What's up, John Kaiser? Who's you can prevent forest fires? Yeah, pack, moan, back crash. That's good. Yeah, bumper scrapes. What's up, 123 Don Master? What's up, brother? Like that chainsaw you got. Live by the bar. Oh, that's not gonna be fun. Live by the bar where you need to back up a trailer is a lot of fun. Yeah, I got stop by the cop once, and he said, in the trunk. He let me go. 815, 815. I'm watching, working on the Impala. Hello, Brandon. Little Bill. Hello, Brandon. Brandon, how you doing on your internet, buddy? The real Miller Man, back up until you hit something, then pull forward a quarter inch, and you're golden. Corey, what's up? I'm driving home, Logan. Just got home. We're getting in the shop here. We got shop things to do. Oh, yeah. Henry, Don't make me zap you. Oh man, it feels so nice to be out of the truck. It feels so lovely. Don't you agree? Let's get the shop open up. It feels so lovely. Don't you agree? I'll show you, give you guys a little sneak peek of the rig, the new rig. Come on in here. Oh, it feels so good. That dog just runs for days. Oh, it's such a beautiful night. Look at the sky. How could you have a bad night with a sky like this? Henry. Oh, there you are. You're over there. So here she is. And you got, well, let me turn this way. Here's the gem. Let me get a little light. Look at her. She's luxurious. We got a nice, that light don't do it any good. Nice hugger orange. What's up, Layton's Welding? Like that color? Yeah. There's a big story goes with it. Internet hit and miss. About to go to AT&T and get a hotspot. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll tell you what, dude, I've been really impressed with T-Mobile since they switched over. You just seen me on here. And, yep, 65. Bill Gullett. What do you do? Full rush? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna kind of let the channel go about it. Yeah, that is an awesome old truck. Popping in for a few. Busy dinner week. What's up, Anthony Robles? GM85, how you doing? Not me, says 1999. Yeah, get the mutt. I might take him in the house real quick. You guys mind if I take him in the house? Oh, he's out there sniffing around. I just got home, man. Yeah, actually, I would have preferred a 66, but it's not really. I'm a bit real Miller, man. I'm a bit jealous. That thing's a beauty right there, dude. You got to wait till you hear the story about everything. I mean, this isn't just a rig that I just willy nilly got. This is it is what it is. I gotta do a video on it. It'll be interesting. Go in the house, buddy. I know you want some food. Go in the house for a second. I need to go tinkle. I don't think my neighbors are gonna be appreciative of me tinkling. Wrap it up, install suspenders. Chevrolet. I wish it was a GMC. What's up, Everyday Fleet Tech? Major weakness? I've got a 65. Stepwise, very cool. Yeah. Love these trucks. Love them. Love them to death. Put you guys down for a second. I'm watching, so. Woo! That's beer money. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that, not me. Oh. I think I've had to pee for close to 2 hours. What's up, old mechanic? Blue wrenches are more expensive now, inflation. I'll tell you what is more expensive, gas. Freaking gas, dude, $100. What did I walk in on? Philip Bainbridge, you walked in on a live stream. Oh no. Yeah, Everyday Fleet Tech. I got messed up and clicked on. I was using my phone. Long story short, it just everybody's blue wrench got wiped. Tried adding a bunch of people back. Whole bunch of stuff got messed up on YouTube. It wasn't nothing personal. Trust me. You'll get it back here. I just got to get back out the garage and get on my laptop. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. Yeah, I just got home, Philip, so I had to tinkle. So it is not. It was a nice warm day today. I don't know how about the weather it was for you guys, but yeah, it was. Everybody's got wiped, dude. It wasn't nothing personal. I couldn't remember who all had them, and stuff went wrong. Stuff went downhill. Trust me, it was purely. I was trying to remove a couple people's blue wrenches because of the fact is that they lost them, and when I must have accidentally clicked clear all. I don't know, and then they all disappeared, and I was like, damn, that's baloney. He's making gas right now. Raining, really. It was nice here. Gas is crazy in Canada, going for $2 a liter. What's up, Matthew's Workshop? When things go sideways, it happens. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Well, trust me, it was necessary. Let's just put it to you that way. I don't got time to mess around with people. You know, either you're going to be a good person or you're not. And I'm not playing the games. If you want to play games, go do it on the circus streams. I ain't got time for it. It was a nice day here. Took a walk through the woods, ate some blackberries. Hell yeah. Straight up rain in Pennsylvania. That's crazy. 96 here where I am. It was 75 today. It was beautiful. It's $4. Yeah, $4 a gallon here too. 96. Where are you at, Stuart? We're in PA. The real Miller Man. So Miller Man, did you catch the video? Weren't you one asking me last week, Miller Man, about the gear wrench SATA stuff? Did you get that? Did you get that video going on? Wow, rain there too. Ethanol expensive too if you can't run the 85. Oh yeah, dude. Ethanol's it's dumb. Everything's dumb. Number at McDonald's is 10.9, and here in DC, 109. Just outside Gettysburg. Oh, what's up, Bocce? How you doing? Sweet Pea, everyone in the chat. Philip, Kate, stream cutting out or CO go quiet? Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here. Yeah, I'm just trying to get stuff set up here. Trying to get things going. I just got home, so I apologize I'll be back on the stream here in a second. Give me a second. Oh, old mechanic put you in timeout. Oh, that was an accident. Huh. Don't do that again. I'll check on that. Yeah, he said it was an accident, so we're good. Camera broke or what? No, Hot Rod Dave. I just did. I picked up a ride, man. Dave, I was thinking of you, man. I got a rig. I got a rig. I saw the video, but don't remember asking about it. Okay, maybe it wasn't you. I can't remember everybody. Yeah, no, we're good. Old mechanic, I got you. What's up, Nick Hildebrettel? How you doing, brother man? Channel member, good dude, all around good man. Hot Rod Dave, Raging Cajun channel members, thank you guys. Appreciate that. Some of you guys are going on some distance now. Oh yeah, for sure, Chad. You know you could do the same for me. I ain't hiding nothing from nobody. I'm all about that talk. You know, if you got a problem, hey, hit me up. Let's see it. I'll go back out. I already showed it here a little bit ago, but I'm going to go back out here in a second. Mark Schumacher, what's up? North Carolina loading up tomorrow. PA short one for groceries. Yeah, me too, Nick. I've been super busy. Instagram page. I'm old and have bad case of CRS. Can't remember. Yeah, me too. I'm not real old, but I can't remember anything anymore. I don't try to remember anything. Yeah, it happens. I messed it up too before Everyday Fleet Tech. Can't remember, I did it not too long ago. I'll go back out there and talk about it again. Are you taking a dump? Hell no, I'm not taking a dump. I'm changing my pants. I've been in these pants and I want to put on my shoes. Am I breathing extra heavy? Small town machine shop. I hope by next wire. Shop 20. No, I mean, I'm not saying I haven't taken a dump on a live stream before, but not today. Your wildest dreams aren't getting. Yeah, no, you're good. Let's let me get out here. You know, Nick, that's always a controversial subject, and a lot of people will always say impact, and I always say the same thing. You can't get the set prices. You can't get as many sets, a full set, as you can with Chrome. They just don't do they just don't do impact. Thankfully, you're not changing on camera. Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't want you guys to see my tiny manhood. How many amp service will you have, Brandon? I'm doing good, Matthew. What's up? Wasted talent? Kyle Karpovich? This rig going to be a YouTube? Yep, for sure, Mark. For sure. Hey, Wasted. Zephiel. Nick G2K. All right, hold on a second. We're going to go back outside. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing. Oops, I'll probably get demonetized for that. Little Henry is born out. Yeah, Jose, little Henry's wore out. He went right in and went to bed. He's had a long, rough day. Where are you at, Dave? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's getting dark. Ooh, doggy. There she be. Look at this. Look at the emblem. I mean, it don't do it justice, but it's even got sparkle on it. It's fancy. We're jazzed up. So how'd I put that there? Oh, let's get down to business, boys. Get this show started. 37 minutes in. What do you say? That's definitely not going to help. Ah. I'm having a rough time here. I'm having a rough time. I apologize. It's been a long day. As you can see, a mullet. Yeah. Been a rough day. I ended up doing a couple of things today. I helped the guy out with a tractor and that was before he even went and got the truck. Woo! Oh, she's a beautiful thing. Just looking at her, I don't even know I want to shut my garage door. I mean, I just love it. Hey, Josh, I was trying. Started getting wasted. Brandon, only 7 likes. Hit that like button. Yeah, please do that. Or don't, whatever you want to do. We appreciate it anyways. I got to get this laptop opened up. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. Life of being a busy man ain't always easy. You know, YouTube has been really tough this week. Really tough. So I apologize to some of the members for not getting a bunch of videos posted. We're going to work on cleaning that up next week. And if you guys don't know, members get sneak peeks at videos. So for a small donation, let's see here. All right, let's catch up in the chat now. CP, what's up? Something to watch? How you doing? Nick, I feel like we're rolling now. Dude, we're rolling. 90 people in the chat. Zephiel, Dano. Hey, all, I'm doing good. Thanks for all the love. Yeah, dude, Wasted. Where you been, brother? I miss you. I love you. I see 34 likes. What'd you give me 40? 90 people in the chat. We got 50. We got 90 people in the chat. Are you going to slap an LS with a turbo and then take it to Cletus and Cars? Please say yes. I can't say anything yet because I don't want to talk about it. Here's the deal. I don't want to say what I'm going to do because plans change. So, and then, you know, people take that out of context, you know, and right now my goal is to get it running and driving. Okay. That's the first goal. Get it running and driving and roadworthy and then go from there. I have a donor truck. So, you know, where's the You know what I mean? Like I just don't want to say anything. I just don't want to pop off here. Hold on a second here. Let me give me some administration stuff done here. Try to get up on it. Try to get up on it. Try to get some of these blue wrenches back. You know you're a blue wrench. You know you should have been a blue wrench. You know you still was a blue wrench. I didn't mean to make it not a blue wrench. Let's see here. Trying to get you guys back here. Where's good old I'll have to if you comment again, if you comment again there, Backwoods Mechanic, I'll get you set up on the blue wrench there. Like I like you deserve, because I don't want you to know. I want you to know. I'm so glad you were in Wisconsin. Yeah. What's up, Jimmy? Everyday Fleet Tech, I would support that for sure. I'm here. Did you see it? Yeah, I wanted to upgrade. I like the backup, so do it. C20, baby. C20. Because you know what? We ain't into no we ain't into no half tons. We're into 3/4 tons. Because I want that 12 bolt right out the gate, son. You know what I'm saying? I got the 12 bolt 411s. Ain't got to mess with no gearing. Buy a C20. Don't worry about those rear end problems right away. You know? Holy hell, 10 gig. Yeah, thanks, Just Wrench It. Appreciate that. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. Love those trucks. Dude, I'm so pumped. You have no idea. No idea. Oh, yeah. LS with twins. Dude, that thing would just be bad. Holy smoke. Yeah, it is, Matt. Matt, where you been? 93 degrees today. No more bragging on weather, Bill. Nothing beats an old pickup. You damn straight, Philip. Long time no see. What's up, Bad Tree Productions? What's up? I got a ride finally. I'm in the game. I got what I wanted. Nice truck. Thank you. Thank you, Nick Hildebrittle. Wasted up for another Group LS build. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This one would be much easier. Think about doing an LS swap on a C20. That's like, it's like, I mean, the motor goes in with no fabrication. They got motor mounts. Same year as born. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, it was my first truck. It was my very first vehicle ever. The first car I ever bought. My first car was a 66 Chevy pickup. But this is a 65. The only difference between a 65 and a 66 is the custom badges, which will be put on it because it's going to be correct. I wanted a 66, but when you see a 65 C20 come along, you don't gawk at it. You just jump in there. Adam, I wanted to get a bigger welder so I could take on some big jobs. Everyone here is their mama too. Yeah. I've been planning on this for a long, long time. All the tool stuff that I've gotten, everything I've been doing is leading up to bigger things. You know, the whole channel leads up to bigger things. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch a person call himself Just Wrench. Hell yeah. Larry, what's up? Hell yeah. Oh, did I miss? I used to watch a guy named Larry. It's good to see you, Matt. Bill. You know, I'm always for that 815. Hell yeah. He disappeared. Brandon, how about the pig situation? Yeah, did you mow down any pigs yet? Worst nightmare. Hello, everyone. Josh, I'm gonna decline on that tonight. That's crying for a 5.3 stupid big turbo, 456 years, just tire melter. Dude, I mean, I would love to make this thing a burnout car. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I can't do it. I won't make it a burnout car. I can promise you that, because this is gonna be a driver. I mean, I am gonna drive this thing every day it's not snowing. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Wasted. I'm down. Happy Friday, CP. Hit the like button. Hell yeah. Thoughts about 2007 Honda Pilot? Not so bad. Yeah, wasted. I bet. Dude, this is gonna be an epic build, for show, faux show. If anyone wants to come to Wisconsin, they'd love to meet you, dude. I'd love to come up there, Josh, for sure. Realest channel on YouTube, right there, here, folks. Hey, thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. Just try to keep it honest. Adam, the neighbor up the road, livestock dogs ran away and came here to keeping the hogs away. Hell yeah. Anthony Siapa, that's one great truck. What are the plans for this one? You probably already heard what I said. What's up, Bill? Mid Atlantic Tools, how you doing? Vacation. You are in love. You are in love that when you know it's right. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. 100,000%. Thank you, Just Ranch It. Hell yeah. Matt's a good dude. Matt Workshop. All good, CP. I just got home myself. Yeah. Totally understandable. I'm in Northern Illinois. It's not so far. CP the Tool Addict. We will forgive this one time, but don't make it a habit. Right on. Hey, CP. How you doing, Bob S? How you doing? I'm still a piece of garbage. What up? How you doing? Effing superstar. Yeah. 10-4 superstar. Yeah. Sorry I'm late. Traffic here in Montana is crazy. There were 3 cars in front of me. Oh, Doc. Hey, ask Mongrel's Garage. You got Mongrel's Garage is up in Canada, and he drove through there. And he literally said something about Montana and how much open space there was. One day it will be on a track. Yeah. Looks like it's ready for a GMC big block V6. Negative. That's not going to happen. Snap on all day long, K-Dog. Has anyone seen any tool trucks this week? Nope. Snap on for sure. CP the Tool Addict, hello from West Michigan. Shade Tree Tool Man. Welcome to the channel. Sit down, dudes. You're drunk. CP is, oh, there it is. There he is. Let me catch you real quick here. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. I'm surprised I have this much energy, to be honest with you. Because, let's see here. I'm all about them good vibes. All about them good vibes. CV is breaking into the blues for sure. What under the hood as of right now? 230 straight 6, Larry. Nothing exciting. Really like Snap-on. What is the Blue Wrench? The Blue Wrench is for people who have supported my channel from the beginning. We'll support 100%. One condition, you have to do it. Oh, for sure. Everyday Fleet Tech. I'm going to do a burnout video with the straight 6 in it. The 230 is going to burn rubber. Yeah, C20. It's going to make for some good videos. Absolutely, dude. I got to will it run. I wish I could have filmed what I had going on today. Miserable. It was in a swamp. I pulled it out of a swamp today. No joke. Looking forward to these videos. Hell yeah. I'm with ET. Damn straight, dude. I am only 8K away. So much room, dude. There is a lot of room. I can probably put 4 turbos under the hood of that thing, Wasted. Talk about it when you're caught up. Ford man or nothing. I'm not biased to anything. You won't even need me then. I mean, that's what the point of it though is. See, Wasted, you're missing out. The point of it is it's an excuse to come have fun and not have to put in a bunch of work. That's the point. That's what I want to do. An easy build. And these are tough to come by, brother. These aren't easy to come by. This is not easy to come by. 60 degrees here. Matthew, that's crazy. It was 75 in southern Iowa. And you're farther south than I am. It's hard to make videos without a garage. I'm thinking about firing up the camera again. Life has been busy for sure, dude. You just got to get creative, Matt. All you got to do is get creative, brother. Figure out a way to make those videos interesting without a garage. You don't need a garage. Dude, you know how many people are doing videos outside? You don't need no garage, dude. You can set up a picnic table and do videos. You got perfect lighting. The Does Napa still sell points? It's got brand new points and condensers. CP, I enjoy your channel. Thank you, Crizzy Criz 103. Congrats on the truck. Nostalgic is great feeling. Absolutely, dude. I am so. This has like been the highlight of my week. I have been waiting for this day all week. I didn't know what to say, man. Put a toolbox in the back. Yeah, I need a big toolbox. Dave's not the man here. Yeet took a nap. Wife is not happy. I'm in Michigan. Shade tree. Hell yeah. Is one of your LEDs and the lights background burned out? No. No. They're all lit. They're all lit. Oh, I don't have it turned on. I don't have it turned on. No, I don't have. That one I plug it in separate. Nick Pixel, how you doing? Hey, Nick Pixel. I stopped at an intersection this morning. There was a 40-car long funeral. Passing the girl behind me was blasting the horn. Oh, dude, I've had nothing but craziness. I'm in. You know I'm in. I want to make sure that if I do a build, it's going to be super easy, super simple. I want to have the majority of the work done. We're slamming a motor in and doing burnouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to do a build, like, I don't want to make my buddies come help me when it's like, not saying there was nothing wrong with what you guys did. Don't get me misunderstood. That was a cool project. What you guys did, and I'm looking forward to all the videos that you guys got coming out, by the way. I think it was absolutely sweet for people to come together and have fun and get along like you guys did. And you guys are an example, a shining example of how YouTube should be and how life should be. And don't get that wrong. But I'm me, and I don't know that I could. I mean, I'd love to have you guys. If you guys want to come and help me do a full build in a week, I think we definitely have a lot easier things because I'd have things set up and I got more tools, you know. But I mean, I'd have a brand new transmission ready, freshened 5.3. I'm doing a stock motor. If I'm doing a motor right away, I'm doing a stock 5.3 with a GM computer, and I got a tool drive. I mean, it's not going to be tough. It's not going to be easy for one guy. It's not going to be easy for me, but I got a little bit of body work to do. I want to get some different parts. I like to get a front chrome grill, front chrome bumper, change out. I might just paint the black bumper black. I don't know what I'm going to do. And there's lots, dude, this is a forever truck. This ain't going anywhere. Oldsmobile diesel. Yeah, I saw, complete toilet garages did that. What do you think about dudes getting back in the band together? I think it's awesome. Bill Beckett, you know. Hey, if you guys want to come on and talk about it, let me know. I'll shoot you some links. Wasted if you're free, and dudes, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome because I'd love to talk. I mean, let's just make it a talk about this truck. 815, if you want to come on too, hit me up on Instagram and I'll shoot you a link. I don't know if you guys want to come on or not. Well, wasted. I'm already driving east. Just wrench it. Totally understand. Need to start making videos again. But, dude, when life gets rough, you don't need the video. That's for sure. I understand. I thought you converted you dudes. Hey, Tim. Pick me up from the airport for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let me send you one too. Doing good. Get the Applebee's. Make it up. The wife showed the new rig. Yeah, I showed the new rig at the beginning of the video. You were asleep, so you missed out. And it's too dark, and it's not going to do it justice. I need to show it in the light where I want everybody to see the full effect. I just gave a couple sneak peeks. Keep it stock and drive the wheels off it. Yeah, dude, I mean, I definitely don't have any problem with doing that either. Everyday Fleet Tech, I get it. I still love YouTube, though. I just got to figure out how to make it easily. Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's all about a balance, Matt. All about a balance. That's horrible as FIL. I have not watched Construction Cronies in a while. Oh, did I miss what did he say? Did I miss what he said? Sorry, I got to backtrack. If anyone knew Chrome Man Studios, he got run over and killed. Oh shit, that's not good. That's terrible, Zephael. That's horrible. Yeah, absolutely. They sell all the parts for. Oh yeah, for sure. LMC's got everything. 107 people in the chat. Good lord. Somebody told me my streams were dying. Is this true? I would help you correct that. It was a simple example for sure. Love to, but my potato internet out here will not allow for that. That's fine. I understand. Just passing the news along. Guy's always nice. Wasted. My internet is so bad. I'm watching this at 144p. I have no idea why I'm subscribed to a tool collector. It's because you love me, Dustin. CP is famous, right? This guy loves me. He is like one of my biggest. This guy is in love with me. He loves me, or he just get over it. Just admit your faults, Dustin. You're gonna be fine. We must all be zombies for sure. What do you think of JD Tico? Do you know my videos? Have you seen my channel? I bought stuff from JD Tico. I like buying stuff from JD Tico. He gives a fair price. That's all that matters to me. Yeah, upload speed is terrible. I understand. It's no big deal. Just putting on a random invite. You know, I'm jazzed up to talk about car shit. You know, and I want to talk to the car guys. You know, you guys got me all fired up. I just got stuff from JD Tico. What'd you get? Oh, you can't tell? I bought my stuff. I mean, I didn't get it for free. I bought it. I spent $300. It's probably on the porch. I think I actually have a delivery on the porch. I'm pretty sure I have tools setting on the porch. I didn't even notice because I didn't even pay attention. What's up, Hero Rider? What's you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. What's going on, my brother? Got a new truck. We're talking about it. We're talking about big things happening here. Hey, I want everybody to tell Dustin unsubscribe from me. Everybody tell Dustin hi and tell him how cool of a dude he is. Dustin hates me. No, I'm on my phone out here in Brandon. I just got to mess with them. Go grab the tools. Live unboxing. Yeah, Leela's. Nah, we'll have to save that. Actually, I got stuff. I ordered parts for the truck too, so. I bought it also bidding on 63 Nova eBay, so it's funny. You just got a truck for sure. Dude, old cars, I just love old cars, man. Hey, let me tell you this much. I'm not knocking on it, but there's a lot of guys on YouTube to make it act like it's tough to start up these old rigs. This is like, these trucks are like working on lawnmowers compared to the shit that I have to deal with. Jimmy, I think you can attest to that. It's almost like I didn't used to like doing it as much. Now I actually am looking forward to messing with this versus having to deal with the other shit. Let me know what you think about that comment, Jimmy. CP, please do a Common Man DIY. Actually, that's on the list to do, Brand. Awesome channel. Thank you, John. I'm definitely going to do a DIY there, brother man. Hello, Dustin. Everybody give a big shout out to Dustin. I'm going to make him famous. Still in Texas. He's gonna be on my live stream one time. I don't know why he hates me so much, but he does. Yeah, maybe he told me and I can't remember, but that's all right because I still love him. Ways that I keep thinking would be better off cell phone signal booster. We pay a lot for satellite internet. It sucks, dude. You need to get Starlink. I know that's kind of expensive too, though. But C20. Oh yeah, you can actually drink while you're working on older stuff. I know, dude, for sure. Absolutely, Brian. It's on the list. I can actually, I don't have to use any brain power at all. Like, and not the 6-cylinder, dude, the carburetor on this. I mean, like, I see some of these guys struggling. on YouTube doing, and I'm not knocking on them. I don't want to sound negative, okay? Like, I get it. Like, you know, of course, I do have a vast amount of tools to my deal, so I don't want to sound negative, because that sounded a little bit negative. Like I'm better than them. I'm not better than them. Just saying. So I don't want to get that started. I gotta watch it. I get carried away joking. If we should do another YouTube meetup this summer, I'd love to, Matt. Honestly, I really would. It's probably not going to be in the cards for me this year now. New trucks are super simple to get running. Nothing can go wrong with them. Okay, plug in your scanner out competitor. We'll fix them. Yeah, no shit, Zephyl. 60, it's a 65. 64, 65, and 66 were the same body style. Slight differences. I don't like the 63s because the door comes out and it's a hit your knee, you know. One barrel for sure. Hey, small town machine shop. Yeah, Brandon. Newer stuff. I did 300 tool purchase day too. Hell yeah, dude. We're in the 300 club. That's exactly what that is. Let me throw on a little. Hold on a second here. Let me invite some. Let me get some links out here to a couple guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, fellas. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. I went sideways. I'm on that. It's actually a 230 6-cylinder. 300. Hell yeah. Check out the old man's garage. He just did a nice 64. His son Billy from. Check out. Is that the name of the channel, Jason? Is it called Old Man's Garage? Because I definitely love checking out anything that's 66. I don't really talk about it much, but I'm a huge C10, C20, 64, 66. I mean, I don't mind the other years of trucks, but I mean, that was my first truck, and I can't believe I got the same color that I got on my first truck. So you're more familiar with PC response? No. Hello, Bill Baggett. What's up, Lindsay? How you doing? 251 barrel, had that in my 67. Hell yeah. CP, I've been listening a while, doing water pump. Hell yeah, Biggie Fitz. I was pretty close to you today. No, I wasn't. You're in Grand Island. A. Murray, I was getting close to him. Peter Savinsky. Now that you have to dust off the old S. Yes, Peter. That is, dude, you're the second person that made that comment to me today. I love that comment. I was like, I'm not gonna know what size a 1/2 inch and 9/16 is, because I've been using metrics for so long now. That's the comment of the night right there, fellas. Speaking of old vehicles, I saw a car that I didn't know existed today. Now it's my dream car. 74 Ford Maverick sedan. Not terrible. Those are nice cars. Have you seen Thunderhead 289? He's got a pretty sweet shitbox Maverick. Justin Smith, Bill. Hey everyone. Some of the YouTubers can't work on older model cars, just like to stare at the rotary phone. They can't make a call. Yeah, Bruce. I don't want to knock on it, because it's not terrible. I'm not the best mechanic in the world. Okay. I shouldn't have said that. That was, I don't want to be pig-headed like that. I'm not the greatest mechanic in the world. There's too many cars out there to know, and I've tried my hands at too many of them, and that screwed me up. Do you think target practice video would be okay for my channel? No, you don't want to do that you want to make another channel if you want to do anything with gun stuff. Head bolts are 11/16 on that. Valve cover 3/8. Jimmy, you got a few more days on me. So when I started working on stuff, it was kind of hit or miss I was using a lot of, Fords still have a lot of SAE stuff. Believe it or not, people always think that that's not a thing. Dan Grimes, I do pump and hydraulic cylinder repair for electric. motor stuff, repair, work on small farmers. Hell yeah, dude. Small Town Machine Shop he's awesome, dude. He's got a great channel. Starlink said that they're at full capacity in my area until 2023. Ouch. Kyle, what's up, brother? You rock. Hell yeah, Kyle. Thank you, brother. Yeah, come on, James. Come on in. Cletus, cousin Cletus, you want on too? I seen you just jumped in here. I sent out a couple links. Whenever you're out, GIY, yeah, absolutely. Dude, Texas T-Bone. Oh, you're talking my language. You are talking my language. So I should be putting a picture up right now, huh? Yeah. Of my new ride.
Get that classic truck picture going on.
Yeah, and like I gotta mosey out of the tool community. Yes, I do have 2 channels. I have one is CP the Tool Addict, the other one is CP the Average Plinker. I got about 1,700 subscribers, I think, on it. Yeah. Stuff with Cletus. I'm sure that keeps you busy for sure. CP, I'm older than you too, and my first car was a 1972. Oh man. You talk about what do you think about that? Those are actually cool as shit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever actually seen a FJ40 in person.
I have seen one because my buddy Ian had one, and it had the seats in the back, and I thought that was cool as hell how they were sideways. If that's the right one I'm thinking of, I got to look it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is because these guys are nuts around here for that 4-wheel drive shit. It's not shit, but FJ40. Let me look just to see. Just got to look at it. Come on. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. They got the freaking seats sideways. What's up, Everyday Fleet Tech? What's up, Chad? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
No, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Y'all have to excuse the filthy face. I promise it's not blackface. I just got in from work. I'm disgusting.
There's no judging. I just literally got home too, and I've been digging a truck out of the swamp all day. I got mud on my knees, dude. I took a face plant. Like, I don't give I don't give two. If you don't like me, you can just, if you don't like me dirty, I'm dirty, man. I'm dirty. I'm working. I'm not here. This isn't church, fellas.
Dirty hands, clean money.
Yes, exactly. I got to change this layout. It's annoying to me. I don't like that layout.
There you go.
I like that layout better. We got Dudes. I don't know if you've ever met Dudes, Chad, but this is Dudes with Wrenches. He's got a YouTube channel. He does a lot of. He's kind of a car community guy, not so much as a tool community guy. He's a good dude. He's an Iowa guy too. So you get bombarded. But yeah,
I enjoy tools. I own, more than a regular guy, but I'm not a enthusiast by any means.
Well, you're not into the YouTube tool review type deal and stuff like that,
Nope.
Which is perfectly acceptable.
I did just watch that hub puller video you did, and
yeah,
I was actually looking at one of those, and then you showed the video. I'm like, yep, I totally need one of these. It's just I was looking around online and couldn't find one for sale, which was weird.
So a lot of people know that I'm tied in with Lao Tools, and I do a lot of testing for them. So they sent this to me, which people can say they gave me a free tool, and I'll say, well, I did a lot of work for them. So they gave me a free tool, then I did a lot of free work to get the free tool. So
Lyle makes good stuff.
Yeah, and then quite frankly, I've had more Lyle stuff, but I do a lot of testing and give them a lot of information back. So feedback and whatnot.
Nice.
Which I would prefer to do with everybody, but anybody can say what they want to about it. I don't care. I'll fight them tooth and nail on it. I don't even care. I don't feel guilty the least. I don't feel guilty the least. But this has got. I never showed this on the video, but this hub tool has. Look at the freaking forcing screw. This is no joke. They put the forcing screw deal for the center down here for this to ride on. It's no joke. Like, it's clear down in there. So this spins, so that way you can, spin your deal. But yeah, it's legit. It's not the end all be all. I don't think it's just a better option. I think for getting most of your hub, like it's quick and easy. That's the one thing I do like about it.
Well, I've seen a lot of those hub removers that are just you bolt it on and then it has a big piece you smack with a hammer. And I always fear taking a hub out like that. That just seems damaging.
Yeah, it's not good. This one you could actually put the hub back in if you had to. You aren't going to really damage anything, break anything. You aren't going to hurt yourself. I seen a guy hit himself in the shin with a sledgehammer doing that, and his shin swelled up. It just literally got a pot knot on it. Cletus, don't trust Starlink capacity stuff equipment.
I don't know about you. I occasionally swing a hammer too close to things that might end up not pretty when I'm done, and I tend to stay away from fenders with hammers.
Worst thing in cars. You dirty boys. Yeah. Ghost. 4-wheel driving crazy. CP seems I'm tired, but I'm not real tired. I mean,
yeah.
I mean I'm good for an hour or so. How are you doing, sir? I'm just checking in here to see I'm trying to keep up on the chat with these guys.
No. I'll tell you, CP, your truck, it kind of reminds me of a truck that I used to have long ago, and it was a blast, man. I had an 86 GMC. It was a 1500. I'm not cool, so I don't have anything bigger, but
oh well, I don't.
1500. I know,
but the same thing.
I ripped the straight 6 out. At the time, I was working in a machine shop, and they had a policy of any of the scrap stuff that comes in, as long as you don't abuse it, you can keep it. Well, a dude brought in a high nickel 350 where the lifter bore was messed up and didn't want to pay to have it sleeved. Okay. So out of just junk that I had around, and I'm in my late teens at this point, ended up getting a 400 crank, straightened it out, ground it 1010. And I built a 383 stroker and shoved in it. And yeah, that little thing, that was a blast.
Oh, yeah. I think people underestimate a lot of those old Chevy small blocks.
Oh, yeah. They were ball.
I know. My buddy did the same thing. That's why I ended up getting mine. He bought one, put a 383 in it. It was a short box, and it was black. Yep. It was a sinister little deal. And it kicked brass. It was no joke.
Oh, yeah. Well, the funny thing was when you're driving around Atlanta and people see this dude in a primer / rust truck that's camming like crazy. And, of course, when I started driving it, I didn't, put the power assisted brakes on there because that would be stupid. I would have took it out with the 383. So when you're locking out all 4 wheels around 285 in traffic and you see yuppies' eyes just grow huge in their rearview mirrors, it makes you feel good.
Well, I know that this is, and I don't really, the only reason I went with a C20 is because it just happened to pop up. To be honest with you, I would have probably bought a C10 had I actually ran across one. But when it came up, it was C20. It was the year I wanted, and it was the color of my old truck. I pretty much couldn't say no at this point. It was like literally looking in a time capsule. My truck was a 1966 C20. And I bought it. That's the first truck I ever bought. It had a 327 with a 4-speed Muncie, same rear end, same everything. The truck's exactly the same as mine, different motor. That's it. It's exactly the same everything. Well, and it's 65, not a 66. And the 327 was a great motor. So this is why I like the LS Swap, because the LS Swap is a 317 cubic inch. It was designed after the 327. I feel like it's literally putting the heart back into that truck the way it was supposed to be made.
Yep.
That truck had a lot of 327s and 66s and 65s and 64s. So
one of these days I'm hesitant to even say it. I've kind of had a project ride put aside for a while that I've never shown on YouTube, and I'm starting to think about bringing it home and starting on it. I'm debating.
You should.
It's not the coolest ride, but you know what? It's cool enough to me.
What is it?
It's a 72 Dodge Dart Swinger.
What's wrong with that? That's cool.
A lot of people, they give the old darts hell, but I think they're cool.
I know quite a few people have them, and I don't think they're. Is this a 2-door or a 4-door?
2-door.
Oh, damn, dude, it's 2-door. It's in now.
If I do it, the reason why I really haven't messed with it is funds. If I do it, I don't want to compromise, and it's not going to be a quick thing. I mean, I grew up Mopar. One of the first engines I ever helped build when I was a kid was my dad's 440. I was GTX. And so if I do it, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the darts, but you could get certain packages with the huge freaking hood scoop on the things. And it was just 70s over the top ridiculous. And I like that kind of stuff. And I have a dream in my head of what I want. And I'm not willing to compromise. And that's kind of why it's been on the back burner.
It is what the hell was I going to say now? Lost my train of thought. Right, you ever had, it's just that I'm at that time bewitching hour.
D-Ray.
What the hell was I thinking of? What did that come with? Oh, I know. I was gonna say, dudes, do you know anybody with this dart swinger or dart on?
Yep,
YouTube?
I don't know any on YouTube, but I've known a lot of guys that have, the demons. They weren't 72 by then, I don't think, but I've seen a lot of those cars with the 340s and the 383s, and I mean those are mean little cars as far as I'm concerned. It's Dodge World,
and they're very lightweight.
Yeah,
very lightweight. I've debated on what to do with it. See, it come from, it was in a chop shop back in the day. So it was rescued from a stolen place. I dug it out of the woods. It turns out it was reported stolen forever ago, but of course, statute of limitations. Told them where I got it. So slam jam, I got a title, whatever. It was a free car. Big thing for me is there's no rust around the back glass. And I don't know if y'all know, but the back glass is the one that's very concave on the 72s. Mm-hmm. So all the glass is in condition. Power and drivetrain's gone. It was chop shop. But all the glass in good condition. Chrome's there. I can sell it. I really don't want the chrome. The bones is there. And there's almost no rust to the thing. That's what kills me. The floor pans are good. The trunk pan is good. You don't hear of that in a Dodge.
If you just even showed that on your channel and talked about it, I guarantee you get people following you and watching.
More than likely, but that's the thing. My own insecurity. I'm like, I'd hate to put it on there and then get even more followers. And it's like, hey, I'll be back in 2 years.
Yeah, shit happens. Yeah, but you know what though? That's not. You know what? Like I always say, I tell this to everybody all the time about YouTube, man. YouTube is meant for convenience. Okay, yep. I might upload a lot of videos, but I also don't have kids. I also don't have, and I'm not that I'm not busy because I mean, it's like this week was a pain in the ass. And I feel obligated. I force myself to do it sometimes. And you even said the comment, like sometimes you force the videos. Well, it's not about forcing the videos. It's because I want to do the videos. The problem is I'm in a rush.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's why it doesn't seem like that much. It might seem like it's lackluster because I got all these great ideas for videos and I just keep thinking. My mind's just like, boom, 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 100,000 miles an hour. But I want to, and I just like, somebody asked me a question. I mean, it's just like tonight when somebody said, hey, would you do a DIY tool set? I mean, like there's a million people asking me questions about that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'd love to give you that, and I want to answer everybody's comment. The problem is it's hard to do that. And so that's why I make so many videos because a lot of times I'm replying to somebody's deal.
Yeah. I
would
totally
like
get
to.
it.
I'll mention this now. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to start
Right.
with that. But when you upload something on YouTube, YouTube can essentially be timeless if you really think about it. So, I mean, something you upload 2 years ago can still become famous 5 years from now. So when
Very
you
true.
say, I'm going to put something up because I like it and then won't get back to it for 2 years, there's nothing saying that that 2 year mellow period might end up being what actually really kicks it off, because somebody's going to
Right.
find that original video and then boom, right into the build videos, even though there's been that gap of time.
Absolutely. That's exactly how Junkyard Diggs got his channel to take
Yep.
off. He left. He got deployed overseas. Came back 2 years later, and all of a sudden he had like
300,000.
50,000 subscribers.
Nice.
He's like, what the heck? Because it's not all you. Once you get the content up, it's if you have evergreen content, it's watchable. You know what I mean? Like, it's watchable. So that's the thing about it, is you got to think of it like that. You know?
I've deleted everything on my channel 3 times now. So,
oh, you and me both, man. The thing is, I still every now and then see somebody subscribes and going, why? I haven't done anything. I think the majority of my core followers started following me because of my rants on Harbor Freight and people wanting to be stupid.
Yeah,
but that can only go so long, and I get tired of talking about tools. I mean, I'm sitting here next to a bunch of Snap-on stuff. I don't care about it anymore, man. I really don't care.
You know,
cool, I got Snap-on. Neat. It's what I used to make a living. I don't care.
It's the people. The problem is that it's always a handful of jackasses that ruin it for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you got. And I've learned to tune out that shit. Like, I'm I'll walk away from them. You know, I've already done that. You know, I'll just, like, if you want to sit around and spew hate all day and talk shit and be negative, then go ahead. And I'm out.
Exactly.
You know?
I'm the same way.
You know, I ain't got time for it anymore. You know, I got, like, this is my focus is moving forward, because I'm not going to live my life looking in the rearview mirror. So if Johnny Ding Dong wanted to do this and that you didn't like it, then oh well, that's too bad. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I move on. I'm moving forward from me, here on out.
Me being car community guy, I always get the comments like, it'd be better if it was a Ford, you're showing a Chevy, and I'll go, well, look over here, I do Fords too. I don't have that specific brand loyalty to anything. So.
No, me neither. I'm with you, dudes. 100%. I don't give a shit. Turtle Poop, what's up, brother? Thank you for the 1999 super chat. You are awesome. Appreciate you. Did you get your channel up and going yet? By the way, I know you're a small engine guy and you were going to do yours, but yeah, Slant 6 is bulletproof. That is the most. There you go. And those Dodge Darts,
it is.
They are 100% the most bulletproof.
Oh yeah.
Tool can read my OBD2.
I'll tell you what,
got one coming out, Eleanor. Got one coming out.
I can tell you what I honestly want in my Dart, but oh my God, if you've priced them out. The way I see it is, I've got a rolling chassis. And so for a car guy, that's a blank canvas. It's exciting. You get to create what you want.
Yep.
I would love to have a resto mod. I want something where I could throw the wife and the kids in and drive to Pigeon Forge car show or something like that. I don't want it to be boosted. I want a naturally aspirated 392 Hemi with a 6-speed manual. I think that and that lightweight of a car done up right would just be the great cruising / hot rod to me. God, I dream of that. But if you price out like even an LKQ or any trying to find a Challenger with that setup in it, you're paying your soul and then some right now for it. It's nuts.
Yep. I'll tell you this much. Somebody told me once about resto mod stuff. They're like, if you think you're going to do a resto mod and you're going to have a car that's going to drive like a new car, guess again. Because you're going to get this noisy piece of shit that just runs good.
Yep.
It's going to be an old ride that has a smoother running, more fuel economic, and more reliable engine.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate with that comment right there. We got somebody.
Yeah, Chef, sorry to hear that about your dad. I hope he's all right, man. That's not good. Prayers for Chef. Yeah, absolutely. There's A. Murray right there. I was down in southern Iowa today, A. Murray. Could have damn near spit on Missouri from where I was at. What do you say now, dudes? I don't want to cut you off there. Devil's advocate.
No. So I'm going to play devil's advocate on anybody that says it's got to be new to be reliable. I know it's just a term everybody uses, but the reality of it is cars drove for 200,000 miles with stock motors. So reliability is just based on maintenance, knowing how to fix it, etc. I mean, anything's as reliable as anything else.
To a degree. If I had a small block Chevy, say a 350, or going back to Dodge, let's say I do a 360, 4-barrel Chevy in it. Once I equal up to the horsepower as that 392, and then beat it, I mean, just drive it like I stole it, like I could that modern engine, that modern will hold up a little bit better than the older technology.
So let's use the term relative to use.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're trying to go fast with it, yep, the newer motor is going to do it. The LS motor is going to do it. If you just want to get in it and cruise from A to B, I've even seen, like, I have older cars that I get better mileage than new LS motors with a single barrel and an inline six. You know, it's nuts.
Well, hey, did anybody watch Thunderhead 289?
Yep.
Dude was getting 440 miles a gallon on a 302 Maverick with a carburetor off a freaking lawnmower.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that sense, if you just want a turnkey, and I've had that argument with people too. Oh, well, you have to have a new car in order for it to be reliable. No. People drove across the country back in the 60s, documented to go to California or whatever. And even before then. So as long as there's been cars, people have been traveling. Hence the states being built.
Perfect story. When I first got my 1956 COE, it's got a 265 V8 in it, and I took it to some car shows right after I got it. And it's just a big grain truck, and it's just been out there doing its job since 1956. Nothing's been changed on it. And I drove it 2 hours home. It's not nice, and it doesn't run great. We did some things to it. But I had an old boy come up to me and say, I used to drive one of these trucks cross country. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I used to use one of these trucks, and I used to truck from Illinois all the way to Arizona.
Nice.
And I'm like, really? Because I couldn't imagine being in this truck for an hour, let alone trucking it all the way across the country. And that just proves all these vehicles existed, and they all traveled across the country in 1955. So
absolutely.
But follow-up story, I'm rebuilding a rear end on a 1966 Impala right now with 21,000 original miles, and the rear end's trashed. So there's your reliability issue, and it has no miles, and it's all original.
Yep.
So my chime in on this is going to be a flat tappet motor versus a roller motor.
Yep.
Or something is like even with, and especially with today's oils, will never stand up to today's standards. In like, so if I was to run a 350, let's say I was going to run a flat tappet 350 in this truck, it would never be as reliable because it just doesn't have the ability to hold up to the viscosity of the oil today. I think the oil today is worse, in my opinion. But
and for your situation, if you said I'm going to drive this truck every day as long as it isn't snowing, then yeah, definitely go to something newer. I mean, but you get cars that are just saying, hey, I'm going to drive this 2,000 miles a year. It really doesn't matter what's under the hood as long as you maintain it.
Well, I'll chime in with this. I'm just going to say, as a member of the Mopar or No Car Club, CP talking about camshafts being torn apart, I take that very personally, and that's hurtful just because our modern Hemis love to destroy camshafts and have rollers just turn sideways and eat themselves to death.
Hey, Dave,
it hurts.
Dave, if you want a link, I don't know how to get a hold of you. You can, I'll shoot you a link, or maybe Cletus, do you have Dave's stuff by any chance? Or
yeah, I got him on Instagram, I think, still.
I tried to look him up there. I don't know if I have him on Instagram.
I'll be right back. I need more coffee.
Yarbrook One, what's up? Welcome, Cletus, by the way. Sorry, I seen you jump in there. You want dependable? Buy an EV. There you go.
EV. Oh my.
He's gonna snap. He's just broke the internet. CP looking at me sideways. Yeah, battery vehicles just sound so good. Well, they're fast. I will tell you that much. Anybody can't argue with that. You want a race car out of the box? Buy an EV car. A Tesla will whoop some ass. There's no doubt about it. It's like a 10-second car out of the box. I mean, what's his name running 890s or something like that? With the Tesla Plaid. I mean, it's ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is. Plymouth Neon for about 10 years every day, back and forth to work. Oh yeah. Hey CP, great to see you, man. Great to see you, Checkmate. Cleater, what's up? Gasoline forever, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all about combustible engines. Oh, dude, that's your car?
No, that's what I want it to be.
Nice.
That's my idea. I want the matte black hood with the scoop, and I want it the orange.
See, the funny part is that's the exact hood scoop I'm going to graph onto a 64 Fairlane.
I'm gonna try my computer. This one's not doing so well, boys. I'll be back in a second.
Let's go. 28S10, dude. Those motors were bulletproof for me too. I mean, there's a lot of people talk shit about 2.8.
2.8 was a good motor.
I was a good motor, dude. It was like dude. I had a 2.8 in my Camaro, and I beat the living bejesus out of it. And everybody talks shit about it. That thing just would not give up.
I had a 2.8 in a Celebrity, and that thing was beat on every time it was started.
Larry Croft, they were asking about you earlier. Bill Beckett was looking for you. You are a wanted man. Good to see you, Larry. Had lots of time with Henry today. We got some videos coming out. Just so you know, Larry Croft is the biggest Henry's #1 fan, and so he gets. I always let him know Henry's asleep right now. Larry, he got worn out. He got worn smooth out.
This one seems to be doing a little better. So
what are they going? Well, so here's the deal. I will say this, and I don't want to get onto this big because I hate this debate, and I know people want to argue about it, and I really don't want to argue about it because I really don't care. Yeah, Chet had his gutted Tesla Plaid. There you go, not me. The EV. So Donut Media did an awesome video explaining why batteries are not more damaging to the environment right now. And don't get me wrong, I was 100% on board with saying EVs were more destructive until I watched his video, and logically what he said, you could not argue with it. He said that with the amount of combustible engines on the market right now, they're absolutely polluting more than the EV vehicles because there's not enough EV vehicles in the market. And that makes sense. That's the short version. You'd have to go watch the video to get the long version, but he's 100% correct because if you look at it, it's like they're 100 to 1 right now. You know, they're not big into the market. There's not enough of them, so they're not polluting the market. You know, and I'm not saying it's not up for a debate about this. I'm just saying I don't want to get a whole thing going like stirring people up. I'm not saying that to stir people up. I'm just saying I looked at it from a logical standpoint, and like I do on everything. I don't look at stuff and say, you know, closed-minded, oh, screw combustion, you know, blah blah blah. You know, it's you know, and I get it. Like we can joke and be about, you know, gasoline forever, like Dave said, not a big deal. But EV vehicles are not a hazard to the environment right at this minute. And they're
why can't we like both? Why can't we like gasoline?
I agree with that. You know,
yeah.
And I would like to add to what you just said. When you start talking about pollution, you figure an EV car versus a gas car, and then add in the numbers of a diesel truck. I mean, it's 12 to 1 from a diesel truck to a gas car.
Yes.
For sure.
They're putting out, you know, just insane amounts of pollution.
Well, especially these goofy bastards that like to roll coal.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not supposed to. You're not supposed to be rolling coal. That's not.
Well,
a good
they're all dying. They're all dying, Cletus, around here, especially because they can't afford to fix their trucks and they've blown up the motor so times. I know one kid that owes $120,000 on a 2012, I think it is, because he's destroyed the engine so many times and borrowed money trying to get it fixed, and he owes $120,000, and he's talking about filing bankruptcy, and I'm like, you're an idiot. So
I know a guy that's got I think it's a 2010 Duramax. He's put 90 grand into that truck just to make it fast. And he went out and bought a brand new Dodge with a Cummins in it because he's like, I need something reliable. And I'm like, don't you have all that money in that diesel? Yeah, but it's fast. I said, I don't even think it's that fast. He's like, well, it is compared to other diesels. I'm like, well, that's not fast.
No, that it's logic tells us. I don't know. EV uses rare earth metals. When will USA mine these? Never, because they're getting them from across the seas. It's up north, so headed over. Sorry to hear about that, Chef. That's terrible, man. Clear, you don't worry about what I do with my old 7-tree.
7 trees are pretty good.
HHO is way to go. When it's burned, it creates water. Oh yeah,
agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah,
Here's the number one thing I
for.
have. The number one issue I have with EV vehicles right now. We don't have the infrastructure for it, and so not only is the majority of electricity in the U.S. being made by fossil fuels right now, so it's offsetting in a huge way. But on top of that, now you have new construction going on, new lines having to go in, and in the future, it very well impact the lower income families that can't afford to go and start dropping $45,000 on a vehicle.
You're trying to say they're putting the cart before the horse?
Very much so, like they always do. And that's why I've been a huge proponent of hydrogen. But they don't want to hear it.
Well, I remember there was a guy that did a video on like a Ford Escort that was doing hydrogen like years ago, like when YouTube was first out.
And then he disappeared all of a sudden. You talking about that guy?
I'll tell you a story.
You talking about the guy that was he did YouTube videos, all of a sudden he disappeared like off the planet of the earth?
Yeah, I think they killed him.
They may have. No, seriously.
There's been a lot of stories of that.
That's the thing.
How you doing, Dave?
Good, how are you?
Good to have you on here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
I knew Larry was not going to have this. I knew Larry was going to come in hot with this. That's why I was like, I don't want to get this started because I don't want to get poor Larry all wound up. He's like,
dude, I'm not an advocate of electric cars, but I got to drive a Tesla the other night. A buddy of mine's a pilot for FedEx. He flies planes for FedEx, and he bought one. And he was a little too drunk to drive it, but he was like insisting that I drive it. I was like, all right, I'll drive it. So I put him in the passenger seat. And he had to show me how to function the thing. It's like a spaceship. Let me tell you, it was like driving my old race car in silent mode. It was an incredible experience. That damn thing was fun, but I'm not going to buy one.
No, I mean, it's the fastest car I ever drove. Now, saying that, I haven't drove a bunch of race cars. So for me, the fastest I ever been 0 to 60 is in a Tesla at 3.2 seconds.
Yep. That's pretty quick.
But
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that damn thing was a riot to drive.
But it does have a whole different feeling than a cammed out car they're ready to take off.
Sure. I mean, we got to rip around this neighborhood at 70, 80 miles an hour that we shouldn't have been doing, that you could have never done in my old Camaro.
Oh, they'd have heard
because you'd have woke up the whole fucking town, but no one even knew we were doing it because it was so quiet.
That is legit. Like one of the scary things about the Teslas is you can all you hear is tire squealing, and they're sneaky. They're snipers, dude. Like you can't even tell. You can't even tell. Like you don't hear them, and they're smoking you.
That damn thing got hot though. Let me tell you, we had the brakes so freaking hot on that car, and the electric motors were so hot. I thought it was going to catch fire by the time we got back. We did like 4 hot laps around this neighborhood. It like wide open throttle to hard braking, wide open throttle to hard braking, like on off, and that thing I thought was going to catch fire. It was smoking hot.
So here's something I want to add about this whole EV as we're discussing the performance side of it. At what point do these cars become too fast for the regular person?
They're already that way.
They already are.
Because, I mean, I know a lot of people that can't drive an old fast car, let alone an actual fast car.
There's dipshits that can't drive a Ford Taurus.
You are 1,000% correct. Not only that, think about it this way. You give some rich wanker one of those kid, rich kid gets one of those, which there's a ton of them, already got them.
Yep.
And dude, they're gonna ball them things up. And like they say, they're the safest video. I don't know what happens, how all that stuff. But I mean, I still feel like if you're doing 120, you're doing 120. There ain't nothing gonna save your ass, dude.
Yeah, when that light battery hit the throttle, you're wide open. It's instant torque in those cars. It's
and it's surprising even for a seasoned driver. If you're not ready for it, it's surprising because it is instant.
They're incredibly heavy too, which is a problem. So when you hit something, you've got a lot of weight and momentum. You're gonna fuck some shit up.
Now the good thing is they do have a good center of gravity, so it's not likely you're gonna roll one over. But they are heavy and they are stupid fast. Yeah, and most people, nobody's prepared for them. Most people aren't.
Hey, the Tesla was invented about 70 years too early. Running moonshine with stealth silence, dude.
Yeah,
that thing would have been the ultimate moonshine runner.
Damn right.
I'll tell you the number one problem I have with EV. I'm cheap, and batteries right now are lasting about 6 years. I'm not about dropping 45K plus every 6 years.
They're disposable.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest
problem with the environmental thing with those cars. Is
the good thing about them now is
for the batteries and disposable for the batteries.
You can replace the cells.
It does not make sense.
Yep.
So you don't have to replace the whole batteries anymore. You replace the cells. I was told the same thing when my wife, she has a hybrid Highlander or something. Everybody's like, what are you going to do? You have to replace the batteries. It's like, well, it's got 267,000 miles on it. It's an 08 and it still drives like brand new. If I have to replace the batteries, I'll replace the cell as it go.
Yeah, but a hybrid's probably a little different than a straight EV because you're not, you got a gas motor supporting it, and so I guess they would last a lot longer. I don't know the technology.
I've seen firsthand.
30-year mechanic.
Out of the hybrid, you've been lucky with that. I personally witnessed hybrids about 60,000 miles, and the battery packs take a dive.
Well,
when I was at Ford,
I just had a Prius, which I can't remember what year it was now. I had a Prius. It shit out. It shit the bed, and the cost of it was more than buying a new Prius.
Well, I think all those battery lives, is based on the environment it lives in too.
Yeah. Well, it lives in Iowa. It's definitely getting trashed.
Yeah, y'all get too cold. Y'all got too cold up there. Them batteries don't like cold.
No.
Man, have you ever seen a lithium battery fire?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're intense.
Dude, there ain't no joke.
Well, see, that's one of my biggest worry about EVs is you start talking about infrastructure that was built around the heat of a car fire. It was never built to have the heat of a lithium battery fire on a bridge. You're going to melt steel girders with a lithium battery fire.
Hey, let me touch on that for a second.
Departments aren't set up for it yet. I mean,
let me touch on that for a second. In Atlanta, we had
I'm in Atlanta too.
Really cool.
Yeah.
We had an overpass. We had a homeless guy catch a bunch of shit on fire under an underpass a couple years ago.
I-85.
The whole section of freaking 285 out, and it crippled our major infrastructure for a long time.
Yep.
No kidding.
That
was just with a bunch of damn plastic.
Yep. Think about 5 EV cars piling up on each other, starting on fire in an underground tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, drove around Atlanta, but the traffic is insane when the roads are working well.
I've been down south, not in Atlanta, but I've been in Nashville, or I've been in Knoxville area, and I can imagine if it's anything like Knoxville, I don't want nothing to do with it.
It's way worse than Nashville. They call it Crashville because it's like a mini Atlanta. Atlanta traffic is 10 times worse than Nashville.
And
we have beaten LA for traffic.
Raining, every time I've been to Atlanta, it starts raining. The whole freeway that just forgets how to drive.
Yeah, you got so many people that are not from here for one. Yeah. That's it right there. See that section of highway? It took that shit out, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if EV cars become big enough having built-in fire suppression systems.
Yep.
Why not? Yeah, sure. They have them.
I think it should be mandatory.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Have y'all seen the EV semi trucks yet?
Yep.
Not Tesla.
Oh yeah. They've had them here.
Volvo.
Talking about Freightliner, Volvo.
Yep. Look on the side of the Volvo, and it looks like they have to put the battery on the side of the Volvo, and it has a crash cage built around the battery pack. So in a rollover situation, you have all that weight. That battery's going to be cool, really.
I don't know.
I
Volvo,
don't trust
they're
it.
known for overbuilding shit. So
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, everybody gives
Ask me how I
Volvo
know.
a hard time for their big truck ship. They're probably some of the most reliable big trucks on the road, and they've been around for
Especially
a
the ones
long
with Cummins in
time.
them.
I was a Volvo car mechanic back in the 90s in Marietta, Georgia, but that's different. But the big truck stuff is, man, that's a
We got another Atlanta guy. Must be Turtle Poop. Must be from there.
cool.
Shipping power grid stations aren't able to handle demand. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Well, they're not there yet. They will be one day.
Depends
But
on the state.
Not everybody
for
can
sure.
afford an electric car right this second. Even they could, they don't have enough to give to everybody. Right this
I'm not
second.
gloating. Up here in Iowa, we got power to sell. So
Yep. Hot Rod Dave, which side of Atlanta are you on? I'm on the south side.
I'm north. I'm in Canton.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm about an hour north of Atlanta.
You can find Hot Rod Dave over at the Gold Dust.
It was Gold
That's
Rush
is that
back
club
in the
still
day.
open?
I'm
was
close
Gold
to where the
Rush.
Gold Rush was. Yeah, actually,
Gold
I'm
Rush.
in part of the Gold Rush area.
Yep.
Very
If you want to talk about Gold Rush, Cheetah, and all the old ones from back in the
not
day.
strip clubs. I'm talking about the actual Gold Rush.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the fun
I
times.
thought you about that old raunchy strip club.
I was
would,
talking about my
I've been to those too.
old
Though.
stomping grounds back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, when I was
have been to
basic
those.
sure
training
those are
there
closed
at
now.
Fort Benning, when I got stationed at Fort Benning, we'd always drive to Atlanta and go to the Gold. I thought it was called Gold Dust, but I guess Gold Rush makes more sense.
Gold Rush.
Yeah, that was a strip clubs. Yeah, but we were the original Gold Rush before everybody moved to California and Alaska for Gold Rush. Dahlonega, Georgia was a massive gold rush area, gold mining, and I'm real close to there. I'm 45 minutes from there,
so
maybe.
you're just saying it's a big hole in the
I'd love
ground.
to go down that area and visit Georgia because I've never been.
There's a lot
Georgia's
of
beautiful,
gold
right?
clubs
Oh,
still
dude.
in this area that will go into these old creeks and rivers and stuff that will still mine for fun. And some of these guys still find little veins of gold and stuff. You know, I've always wanted to try it. I never did, but I think it'd be fun.
It's a blast.
I've always loved the fact that we've based all of our societal wealth on shiny rocks. So
Hey,
Very
some of us
Georgia.
base our wealth off of shiny tools, so I can't say anything.
hey, I based mine on rusty steel. So
Yeah, that too.
Atlanta is pretty corrupt, Larry. I will give you that, but so are a lot of bigger cities.
Oh,
man.
corrupt.
This place has changed dramatically since the Olympics came here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it
Oh, no
was
kidding.
a lot of farm
Oh.
stuff going on still until that really boomed this economy and the migration of people from all over the world, really.
Oh, it went nuts. Let's see what you're saying. Cylinder.
I couldn't see that.
It's
I got the title.
yep.
So I got it. That was the other cool thing about that truck. I didn't mean to switch up the conversation. I just
No,
pulled
no.
it.
Yeah,
up.
Larry, I don't
Hey,
get into
all
the
good.
I don't get into
We're
the
here to talk
politics
about
of this
your
town.
truck. So what are we
Yeah,
talking
No.
about, CP?
No,
hard to keep
you're
up.
fine. You're fine. No, I didn't mean to seem like I was trying to.
No, I want to hear about
I
all
like
the trucks.
listening. I like listening to hear what people are going on in their cities because I'm not in that city, so it's interesting to know. So that way, when I go to the city, I know what to avoid, know what not to be.
It's like
not to
every
be.
other city, right? You have your good parts and your bad parts. I mean,
I will give a helpful Atlanta tip. It's non-political. If
right, just
any
a
of you
tip.
are driving through with a Dodge RT and above of any kind, I don't care if you are sitting at a light and somebody barely taps you on the rear end.
Don't
Do
get out.
not get out of your car. Call 911. Go to a very well lit area.
Well, I'm able to carry. I'm able to carry in.
Is here.
I'm
A
able
lot
to
of
carry in
carjacking.
Georgia though, right? Legally, I'm able to carry in Georgia, so I'm good.
You know what? We can carry now with no permit. We can
Right.
conceal with no permit here now.
well, it's
Concentrate
anything like
carry.
Memphis, CP. You know, AK-47. It's hard to
Trust
hard
me.
to dodge that.
Trust me, old CP's rides loaded more than most. Like
Oh,
I
I
mean,
believe
I roll around pretty heavy, not for Oh, there you go.
It's a
Oh,
little
no.
dinky. This was my grandmother's gun. I keep it in my desk drawer next to me. I don't go far without a pistol.
you gotta be careful showing them on lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can
sorry.
show guns on YouTube, just not
It was
live.
fake. It was fake.
Oh,
it was
my
not.
bad.
It wasn't
It's
real.
BB gun.
That was a
It was
cat
fake.
gun.
gun.
It was a lighter.
fake.
Don't worry about it.
It's a
Yeah,
lighter.
it
That's
was
what it
a
was. Yeah.
barbecue lighter.
That's why I haven't
barbecue
shown
lighter.
mine behind me. I've got a Mark 18 SBR behind me. So
Yeah, I just,
always keep them close.
I started doing that whenever crazy stuff started happening. I was like, you know what? I'm going to. My buddy, he's got a folding, like Chad knows, I got a folding AK. He's got a folding AK, and that just goes underneath the backseat of the truck, and and then I carry my pistol, like my fake little pistol, like Dave. So I got one like that. That's the one to get me to the AK. Everybody's like, I got the smallest gun and the biggest gun. They're like, you didn't go in between, did you? Nope. Ain't no need for in between.
Yeah, the Glock Model 22 40 cal is what I tote, but that little one just stays in the desk drawer.
Yeah.
I carry
Well, I
a
wanna hear more
sentimental.
about this
It was
truck
literally
seat,
my
dude.
grandmother's.
But there's not that much here in Des Moines, not much of a threat. So, but
Here either, really. I mean, where I live, we live in a
Yeah.
super safe. We're in a rural, somewhat rural, old community, and it's really nice. It's really nice.
there's a lot of places that are, like there's a lot of places that are like people, like they're inherently bad. Like people know they're bad. Like Chicago, for instance. I go to Chicago all the time, and I've even been to South Side of Chicago.
Yeah.
You only get in trouble when you're looking for trouble. If you're looking for trouble, you're going to get in trouble. I mean, you know when something's not right. You feel it in the back of your neck. You just get, and I'm an advocate of avoiding that shit.
Yeah, me
To
too.
say, like, there's no point. Like, I'm not going to go looking into that stuff.
Well, as
So,
long as you're not
I know
getting
there's a
complacent.
problem area. I don't go there on purpose.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, if you're just sitting around in a Dodge Challenger, Charger, RT or something, and being complacent, not paying attention, it's a good time to get robbed.
Right. Look at this
Right
guy.
now, they're having a crackdown in our area. We got all these. They're calling it street racing, but it's these kids that they're getting together on the internet, I guess, and they're doing donuts in these intersections in different
There's a
communities.
name
and
for
throwing
that.
fireworks out and shit. And they've been busting. They busted like 85 people in Gwinnett County last weekend. They just busted another 13 here in Roswell.
Wow.
It's just these. I don't know what the purpose or the point of it is. They keep calling it street racing and drag racing, though, and it drives me crazy because I'm a 30-year-old or 30-year drag racer. I'm like, don't call it drag racing because they're not drag racing.
Yeah,
They're
they're
slinging
playing.
donuts and acting like a fool in the middle of an intersection and giving our sport a bad name at the same time. It drives me crazy.
You're always going to have that. Chaka Gillis, Ryobi tools are trash. Hell yeah, brother. The signature Chaka Gillis Ryobi's is trash. $2 hauler. Gotta love that. What's up, Impact Rated? Got 3 in the Miata. Oldest daughter kidnapped in Atlanta because her sheriff's police department was napped and allowed the prisoner to escape from custody. Oh man, you guys are crazy as hell for living up there in Augusta. In a second, worst place. Ask me how I know.
This is worse.
Chaka, yeah, hell yeah. Dang, Larry Croft, yeah. That's crazy, Larry.
They had a jail in Atlanta. They were letting people come and go. They were in jail, but they would let them come out of the gate and go out and come back in or some shit. It was on the news a couple of years ago. I'm like, how is that possible? You're like letting the prisoners go free and they'll come back and go back in the jail on their own. There's some weird shit going on down there, man.
Here, we'll change it up a little bit and have fun with Harbor Freight fanboys and just hold up.
Go.
Not
Yeah, I'm a
one,
Harbor
but
Freight fan, too. Look
two
at
snap-on torque wrenches.
Are you selling those?
Yeah, I'm going to end up selling both of them.
You like my Harbor Freight Impact wobble?
It broke.
First
You
use,
show
not
'em
even a
your
scratch on
breaker
it.
bar.
First use where the regular hand ratchet barely turning and it broke.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
to put a
that's what they
Chinese
say.
cylinder on my engine hoist. I've had the first big tool I ever bought. I was 18 years old. I bought an engine hoist from Northern Tool, and I've had it my whole life. I've loaned it out a bunch. It's been used in professional settings. Well, I went to go put the engine in, the LS engine in this Trans Am I'm doing an LS swap on a couple weekends ago, and it wouldn't lift high enough to get the motor over the fender. I was like, what the hell? And I put some fluid in it, and wouldn't. It's just, I guess the seals are bad in it. So I started hunting around, and the only place I could find one online was Harbor Freight. And it was an air over. So I went to the store, and this information's on my latest video, but they didn't have it. They show it in stock. You go to the store and they don't have it. And I'm like, what's going on? Why do y'all show to have it in stock? Like some stores show it in stock. Some stores show it not in stock. So I go to the stores that are in stock and they don't have it. It was driving me nuts. I ended up having to buy one on freaking Amazon. It took me 2 weeks to get it. Nobody in the Atlanta market had a freaking hydraulic cylinder to replace for my hoist.
So I'd like to mention something on that, because I've had a problem with just regular floor jacks blowing out seals. And I've bought expensive floor jacks over the years. I stay away from the Harbor Freight ones.
Yeah.
And it's just like Harbor Freight jacks made it so cheap to buy a jack. Everybody else had to degrade the quality of theirs to try to compete. And all it did was just make 100% crappy jacks across the board.
I think everybody's outsourcing to China and everything's junk.
Yep.
That's the biggest problem. There's no doubt about that. I go through I listen to this every day from a couple vendors, and we have conversations about this, and they're like, because the market's driven down and people want to buy cheaper tools, they have no choice but to outsource. And not only that, I'll tell you the other biggest thing, and JD Tico has mentioned this several times, is freaking the U.S. market, dude. There, you can't get them to make tools. Like call Wildy, call Wright, call all these companies, and they'll be like, "Nope, sorry, we don't have the capacity to add in." You know, even Cornwell now is they're not able to because of cutbacks and whatnot on this. They're having some issues with making USA made tool, and I know exactly what he's talking about, because we had so much of the job force got destroyed. The U.S. manufacturers taking a hit, and this is what I'm telling you. Now, people, I don't want to start a whole big rig, but I honestly feel like this was the goal of what was everything. The goal was to get USA manufacturing,
crippling our fucking economy, and it's been a long-term goal, and they're slowly doing it, and it's working.
Well, and the rumor was always put out there too. If you look at the consistency of when everything went down, TikTok was put out there to misinform and create a stigma that you could go online and just make money doing nothing. And there's a lot of people that left good paying jobs because they thought they could just go be a social media star.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
Yep.
It ain't easy.
Yeah. Hot Rod Dave, just to throw it out there, next time you have a cylinder you need rebuilt, there's a place up in Marietta called Reliable Hydraulics.
I know.
Okay. They've rebuilt a few for me. So
yeah, I was going to do that. And my alignment rack that's sitting over here, I think they rebuilt the cylinder on it, which is a huge cylinder.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's the same place. It's over by Kennesaw Mountain.
Yeah.
And I was going to do that with a hydraulic cylinder on the hoist, but I was like, everybody's replacing them with an air over. I was like, oh, I'd like to have an air over. That'd be cool, you know?
Gotcha.
So I was like, I'm going to go air over, but nobody had either one of them. I was like, well, shit, the air overs were like $120, or a regular pump up one like that was on it, like a 2-ton. The air overs are 8-ton.
Yep.
The pump up one, like normal that's on it's like 2-ton or something. And nobody had either one. And then I was like, well, I could take it off and probably have it rebuilt, but it's probably going to take me 2 weeks. So it was like, when I started looking online, I was like, I can just get it local and do it today. But then that snowballed and nobody's got it. And I'm chasing it. And I finally found it on Amazon. It still took me 2 weeks. So what I'm probably going to do is take the one that was bad and run it over to them and let them rebuild it and have that for a backup.
Average
because I don't trust this China one to last long.
No, the average turnaround time that I've had, and I've had some rebuilt recently, it's about 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, we have a good hydraulic shop in town that'll do anything you need done. I mean, they can handle it all, but because they're the only good hydraulic shop, they are 3 weeks out on everything you take.
Oh, wow.
You know what? Like my daughter's got a 08 Acura. She just turned, she's almost 17. She just got her license literally today. I bought her a 08 Acura RDX. and the top of the radiator started seeping about 2 months ago. And I started looking for a radiator local. Couldn't find one. Nobody's got them. So I looked on Amazon. I found one for like $98, which is about normal for a little 4-cylinder car radiator, disposable aluminum plastic radiator. I ordered it. I got a message like 3 days later. Sorry, we don't have it in stock. It's going to be 6 months. I'm like,
holy
what?
crap.
I don't wait 6 months. So I found another place on Amazon, ordered another one, same thing. Don't have it. It's going to be 6 months. So I went to my local O'Reilly's, which I deal with these guys. I know them. I know the manager. I've known them for years and years and years. And I went down there and he's like, dude, we don't have them. No one's got them. They're on back order. I'm like, a radiator? I can't even get a freaking radiator for this little car. It's like everything I try to get these days is just a total nightmare.
Well,
Total pain.
You're not wrong. Here's the thing about that is when you guys were talking about jacks, I wanted to clip onto this, but when you're talking about buying backups, I mean, I've got backups, and here's the thing is people complain about how much money they're spending, but I think a lot of guys in situations, you just pointed it out, that you're buying backups for backup or for your for your stuff. You're spending twice as much money for junk now instead of, I would just rather pay one time for a good one. And
last
also
another 30 years.
Yeah. Turtle Poop, he wanted to know how much you wanted for your torque wrenches. So
hit me up on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah. Hit him up on Instagram, Turtle Poop. He's Everyday Fleet Tech. Just so you know, I just want to get that out because I know you want to sell them. So
appreciate it.
Who's interested. Yeah. And then the other one I want to touch on is right here. Larry Croft, you're right. I am hesitant only because I don't want to get into a huge argument. I'm just hesitant because I'm not afraid to say it. Okay. I'm hesitant because I don't want to stir up a bunch of people because that's not my goal tonight. I understand there's definitely controversial stuff. I could sit here and debate this all day long. I mean, I'm the biggest proprietary of wanting to get rid of China out of our economy. I don't think that we need anything China. We need to build back manufacturing, but at the same aspect, we have crippled ourselves because everybody wants something cheaper. And I did all those polls on my page here a little while ago, and it's pretty evident that everybody else, a lot of people feel the same way. And in fact, there was one poll for a fact that I literally remember. I can't remember what it was. I have to look at my polls. One of them I said, do you think that manufacturers are charging you too much? Or do you think that you're owed affordability? And a lot of people, it was pretty close to being even. And so that right there tells me that when you start getting stuff that's 50-50, that Americans are feeling like they're getting snubbed and getting overcharged for stuff. And there's definitely some issues in the economy, which right now you look at it, dude, the stock market's going to hell. Everybody invested in Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all that stuff. And those guys are taking a beating. And so they were making a bunch of money and now they're pulling out their stocks. And, there's just everybody's running for the hills right now for stuff. So, what's the good answer? There's none. We are in turmoil. We are in a recession, and we're on our way to a recession is the way I look at it.
We're about to crash. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to the trucking industry. I do. I owned a little trucking company that I didn't have enough capital to really keep it going. I started in 2018, but I study the industry quite a bit. It's a $1 billion industry. And all right, diesel prices are up. Freight prices are down. Usually when when diesel prices go up, freight prices go up to accommodate the diesel prices, but that's not happening right now. And that's a problem.
Yeah. One thing that's happening a lot with shipping companies, including the one I'm working for, is you get a diesel surcharge.
Yep.
So when you go to ship anything, you're paying extra to ship now. And that's the offset. Yeah. But I agree, dude.
It's scary because the prices of trucks have gone through the roof. You used to be able to get like a new truck for like $150 grand. Like I'm talking about, Class 8 truck, $150 grand. Now they're $250 grand.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
150 is a used truck.
Yeah. I think if you're lucky.
Yeah. I think it was Driller Dave that made this comment. It might have been Driller Dave, I think he's a pretty smart guy. It was one of these guys last week made an awesome comment. Now we'll get the one he just posted here, but he said the only way to fix this is that we're all going to have to take it and get the beat down. We don't have any choices now. Like, I mean, because there's nobody has an answer. And I agree with that comment that they made about that. Like, what is an answer? Like, how are we going to fix anything? The only way to fix it is to go into a full recession and depression, and like we're going to have to go down to get up.
Well,
that's all
when we went
into
into like the real depression, this country stepped together, and they like Ford started making like parts. It was wartime then, but they stopped manufacturing cars, and they started manufacturing guns and parts for tanks and whatever they needed to. We used to rally together like that back in the day, but we don't do that anymore, and that's the big problem. Is
right. Get out of bed with China and incentivize companies opening manufacturing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. We've gotten so deep into it; it's super hard to just pull right out. You can't do it. There's no simple solution.
No. And the other thing is people have to get it out of their minds. I appreciate the 1999 super chat and great comment, Driller Dave, too, by the way. But people got to get it out of their mind, dude. You're gonna have to step up your game for quality. USA stuff. Do you remember? Does anybody remember, dudes? Do you remember like USA stuff was not super expensive? No. It wasn't the worst stuff. I remember when Walmart would sell, and Sam Walton was a huge proprietor of using USA made stuff before his kids destroyed the company. And what I'd look at it, I said this years ago, and I stopped going to Walmart over a decade ago. Walmart was the bane of our existence because they started doing this the first time. They started grabbing stuff from overseas, cutting the prices, and forcing the markets on smaller businesses in towns, and it set a chain of events up for people to start going that direction. Like, hey, we'll just price shop for everything. And I've heard JD Tico say it on his channel before, where a guy will say, hey, I can get it $1 cheaper at this place. Dude, it's not about that dollar. Okay, it's about where you're going to get the best service from, and nobody cares about service anymore. That's the other thing, because
brick and mortar's dead.
Yeah, the biggest thing that bothers
killed
me,
that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, the biggest thing that bothers me, and the only way we're going to pull ourselves out of this, we have got to stop being a disposable society.
Yep.
I need to rebuild.
Nobody wants to fix anything anymore.
Exactly. I mean, I need to rebuild our dryer. It's getting where it's not heating the way it should, and it's getting tired. I've rebuilt it before, but I mean, it's 15 or so years old now. It might even be older than that. I forget when I bought the thing. But anyway, I've had people tell me, oh, go buy this new LG or whatever. And my mom does this.
They're junk. They're all junk.
3 years or so, she's got to drop another $2,000 on a washer.
Dude, I bought a brand new washer and dryer right when the pandemic hit. I've already had to fix the dryer twice.
It blows my mind. And people are going, oh, well, Chad, your stuff's old. Yeah, I still have an agitator for the washer, and it works great.
Those super old ones are the good ones.
All right.
That's what I have. I've got Kenmore's.
And I'm not picking on your Gran Turismo, but here's a common comment I get all the time. Everybody wants to defend Harbor Freight. And listen, I get it, dude. They're of good value, and they're getting some decent tools, Icon Line, all that. I'm not here to debate that. What I'm debating is where their proprietary product is coming from. They basically container ship everything over, warehouse it, and sell it. They're not providing a solid manufacturing structure to our country. So what they're doing is they're taking jobs away. And that's what people don't get when I say this about Harbor Freight. They're taking the job away from the American, which the American has to want to work. Don't get me wrong.
That's the big problem right there.
And
a lot of Americans don't fucking want to work.
There you go. So that's why Harbor Freight's winning in that market, because they don't have to. And just like I said, it's hard to get USA made stuff made, but they're winning in that market because they are avoiding having to pay somebody, even the employers, dude. I mean, like I say this all the time, the expense of having an employee in America now is astronomical because of all the fee, all the shit that you have to pay, and you got workers' comp and all this. We have priced ourselves out of the market.
We have got to start. I'm for, if somebody gets laid off or is going through a hard time, they should be able to get assistance. I'm okay with that. But
Right.
if your career is to live off of the government, I have a problem with that, and that needs to be cut out.
Well, that's the problem. Is there's a huge, especially like in Atlanta, there's a ton of people that are professionals at living off the system.
Yep.
They're never going to work.
Yep.
They're not going to do it.
I have been asked to buy people's EBT cards and everything else more times than I can count.
When I was 18 years old, when I first got my first job at the Volvo dealership, I got in the door washing cars. And there was fellas in there that were buying, I'm just going to say crackheads, but I don't know if they really were or not, EBT cards or whatever. Their food, we call them food stamps. They were buying their food stamps for pennies on the dollar.
Yep.
Those people would go buy drugs and they would go buy their groceries with that. And they were buying their groceries at a discount rate. And who knows what those people were doing? Well, they were buying their drugs. And that was just the way it was. It was a vicious little cycle. And once you get into that, I would imagine, I've never been in that cycle, but I would imagine it'd be hard to get out.
Now, I want to say something on that. Now you mentioned drugs, and I'm just going to throw this out there for an argument's sake. I think they should legalize drugs, because if you're dumb enough to take enough drugs to die, we don't need you.
Right. I agree.
What's that? I missed that.
Say it again, dudes.
I think they should just legalize all the drugs, stop fighting it, and if you're dumb enough to take enough drugs to delete yourself, then we just need to let that happen.
There'll be some population control.
So I want to like, I see a couple guys getting heated. Like, listen, fellas, they're not getting heated, but like, I'm not here to pick on Harbor Freight. So,
here's the thing.
Now it's the problem, government mandates. But the thing about it is Harbor Freight is the tools is kind of a moot point for me, really, honestly, because if it's not Harbor Freight's not doing it, somebody else will. That's the thing about it is it's not just that, it's we got to get away from it, period. Like Harbor Freight has the ability to buy stuff from America and put it in their stores, and they choose not to. And that's what I go against. Like they're not promoting anything in America. And people will say, "Oh, they have American freight." No, they don't. They have Gorilla Glue, and they have a plastic tray made in America, and about the whole store you can look in. And they're a retail store and they're a big chain. Like, why can't they just add that in? Why can't they just put some stuff in there? And everybody likes variety too. And that's the other thing is I don't have one of anything. I'm not picking on anybody for anything. That's how it is. I really don't care about it's more about, to me, is the company profile, is what they're doing, is they're actively going for getting the guy get his money at any cost. That's what they're actively doing. They're trying to get his money at look at their ads, everything. They promote to get your money. That's what they do. And once they got your money, you're screwed.
Yep. And I just like chime in on this. If any of you in the comments get upset that somebody's talking about your choice of tool, look at yourself. Look inward. This goes back to people ball busting Ford versus Chevy. This, that. Sometimes we're going to harass each other. That's what guys do. And even if I come out and say I hate everything about Harbor Freight and say I talk smack about it and say, let's just say I'm an open prick about it.
Right.
Say that guy's a dick. And you don't have to talk to me. If somebody says something that gets you that riled up, change the channel.
Yeah, I'm not.
I've got a shop full of Matco, Snap-on,
right,
Craftsman, and I have gone to Harbor Freight to buy shit in a pinch.
Right.
If I'm in the middle of a job and I can't get to something, and I've got a Harbor Freight 5 minutes from me, I'll run down there if I need something. They got it,
and that's that's exactly how it is too. Like nobody's gonna go and nobody's. I think most guys that are, I understand. Like some guys can afford it, and that's fine. That's completely fine. Like I don't care what you buy. I really don't. like this is such misconstrued on my channel because I'm not even necessarily. And I literally had a guy that emailed me the other day and said, "Hey, I got this Harbor Freight tool cart and I got a bunch of guys are picking on me." And I said, "That's bullshit. It's not. I don't think anybody should pick on anybody for buying Harbor Freight. That's not what I try to do. I got misunderstood, and I'm gonna get misunderstood because when you're doing something nobody else is doing, that's what happens. Yep. You're misunderstood, and you're out there you're on your own. Like it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think there's better options out there that provide a better quality if you just look for it.
When I left my shop and started doing mobile stuff, we had 78 shops in the metro Atlanta area, and we were doing mobile collision centers. We were doing diagnostic work for mobile collision centers. And I didn't want to take my Snap-on and my Mac and Matco stuff out on the road. I bought Husky. I went to freaking Home Depot and I bought a big old Husky kit. And they actually got some pretty decent hand tools because I knew they were cheap. And if I lost them out on the road, I wouldn't be heartbroken. I could go replace the whole kit for like $200. And I made a bunch of money off those cheap tools. I've turned a lot of wrenches with those cheap tools.
Yep. They're basically gear wrench.
They will get the job done. And if you're not a professional mechanic and you're just doing this shit at home for the fun of it or as a hobby or a part-time side work, you can get away with that stuff. It's no problem.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. That's do what you got to do to get your job done. I'm all for that. And I mean, at the end of the day, but just know that you got choices, you got options, and like you can get it for a few dollars more. You can probably buy something a little bit better. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely. And especially if you're in look, if you're working in a shop, you got a regular tool guy coming around, you're probably well better off buying from him than running out to Home Depot or Harbor Freight and buying that shit because you're going to spend so much time running back and forth with your broken shit.
Well, and there's the exact point is if you want to be efficient in anything, it doesn't matter what the career field is. You need the proper tool that's going to hold up and do the same job 1,000 times without question. And if you can't rely on that tool, you're not going to be efficient. Right. So there's the reality of it. It doesn't matter where you get your tool from. If you find a good, reliable tool that you can trust, go with it.
Well, let's just put it this way. I got a Harbor Freight Badlands winch on my trailer today, and I trust it. I trust that thing with my life because it's a bad mother. It's a bad mother jammer. It's 12,000 pounds. Remote control too. Yep, remote control, and I have wireless remote. And but that's the thing about it is I have 100% pure confidence in that. And this thing sits out in the rain, sits out in the snow, and it still works every single time. It's welded to my trailer, no cover for 7 years now. And it works like a dream all the time. I just dump a little oil on the cable.
Got a 212 freaking Harbor Freight go-kart motor on it. That thing rips, man. It'll tote my fat ass 40 mile an hour down the road. And Chef, I did a video that I got recorded for Tecton too about doing it right. They are doing it right because they have a mixture of Taiwan, Chinese, and American made, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying is at least try to introduce some stuff into your and make it affordable still. I understand price is a big concern for some people. And for me, at this point in my life, it's not for me because, I buy what I want to buy and that's all there is to it. And at the end of the day, I'm not as bound, which I'm not saying I'm always not as bound, but I'm cheaper in other areas too. I mean, hell, I'll eat ramen noodles before, if I want a new Snap-on ratchet.
That's my biggest thing for buying American made stuff right now. I get companies have to make a profit, but there comes a point where they're increasing prices so much.
Yeah.
There are companies like Snap-on that is a multi-million, if not in billion-dollar company profit. That's after overhead.
Right.
At what point is enough?
Right.
Because at that point, it's not you're against capitalism. No, I'm against people shoving it to me.
Right.
That's just being a prick.
Right.
Yeah, we all know we're getting ripped off, but at least we can get ripped off in the middle instead of the extreme.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. It's getting extreme. It's
Yep.
getting very extreme.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. It's gone too far to the past of, I used to subscribe to Forbes magazine, and I mean, that sounds a little bougie, but I used to like to read the billionaire list and the millionaire list and just kind of get the insight from the really rich. And the more you read those magazines, the more you realize is they're just sharing tips how to rip people off.
Yep.
Right.
There's nothing, noble about being a billionaire. It means you got there on the backs of other people.
Well, here's the other thing is that I think when people defend Harbor Freight, and this is going to be one that I don't think anybody can disagree on. If anybody defends any company, only thing I don't defend any company.
Nope.
I'll defend the tool. I'll defend how it's made. I'll defend the facts, but I will not defend any company as saying that they're great, because every company, if you sat in on a sales meeting on a company, you would be mortified as what they talk, because all they give a shit about is the numbers.
Yes.
And they're not caring about the customers anymore. And that literally, it burns me to the core, because it's like when I was a Mac tool guy, that's not how it was. We cared about the customer. That was what it was. We cared about the customer. And I can't get over this lack of customer service and putting the customer first.
Perfect example is the auto companies, and you can relate everything to their business models.
There you go. Yeah.
They have decades and decades of this family's just been a GM family forever. They're not trying to sway anybody from the other side. There's no, hey, we're trying to get a Ford guy to be a Chevy guy. It's all comes down to, we're just going to charge you as much as we all can evenly, because we all know we can, and you're just going to keep coming back and buying whatever we peddle. So,
well, I'm going to kind of shift gears now that you were talking about cars, and I have an honest question for y'all. What happened to cars? At what point did all the big manufacturers sit back and say, you know what?
EPA.
We've had enough fun of cars where it had style. You could tell them from one car to another, or even the color. And everybody just said, you know what? Vanilla. We want vanilla.
People don't care about what their car looks like. They care about what gadgets are inside of it.
Number
and they
one,
sell
EPA.
the gadgets. They don't sell the
aerodynamics,
view.
fuel economy, emissions. That ruined everything. Everybody's trying to be as aero as possible and get as much fuel economy as possible, and that ruined everything. So that's why I don't like anything about over about 1973. I don't give a rat's ass about.
Cool, you want to be aerodynamic, make it look like a freaking spaceship with rockets on it or something.
I hear you.
I mean, that was the thing. When I was a kid, we all used to glue model cars together.
Absolutely.
And then after you built it, you would add on to it. Well, this hood, I can carve it up and make it fit this and just make a hood scoop. And, I want something to appeal to my inner kid. And that's why I'm still a Dodge guy, because at least they've got the cojones to come back out with plum crazy purple rides and stuff like that.
Hey, I'm a big Chevy guy, but I was a Dodge mechanic for like 8 years before I opened my shop. 8 years I was a Dodge dealer tech. Dodge has been the biggest advocate of trying to hold the hot rod mainstream, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I honestly think
hard.
Yeah, because they're bringing back old ideas that are
Viper was the beginning. And
yep.
And then that was the competition for the Vet, but it was fucking way extreme.
Oh yeah. I remember going down to...
They had the Prowler, which was, wasn't great, but it was cool as shit. It looked like a roadster.
Oh, it looked like hell.
That thing was cool.
It was.
And then what did they come out with after that?
Crossfire with a pop-up wing.
Crossfire. Yeah.
Crossfire
was a cool ass car.
The Mercedes.
It was Mercedes, but it was...
It had a pop-up wing, man.
Yeah,
that was Mercedes.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, if you want to have an electric car, even, I don't care. Can we make the electric car not look
like a piece of clay that just got basic styled?
Every one of them are like white.
Yeah, but does anybody ever remember those old commercials where they showed, like, in the background, some designers like slowly taking some clay away to make a somewhat of a silhouette of a car? Yep. I feel like they just stopped, like right there. It's like, oh, we're done.
I do, man. I just want something. I mean, car companies need to start to appeal to car guys. Enter Kid again.
Bronco.
I want something
Bronco. What a
Dude,
pile of
I
garbage.
do like the Bronco. I like the 2-door Bronco.
Pointer.
Looks pretty fucking cool, but the 4-door one's not doing anything for me.
I don't like. I think they destroy. I think they destroy every old nostalgia. Like, I think they ruin every car that comes out now.
I'm not a 4 guy, but my neighbors down the road have a 2-door Bronco that looks pretty fucking cool for what's going on in the modern day.
But they shoved the 4
Dudes has a Bronco, don't you now, dudes?
It's still on order.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I can't get over them. I see them and I'm just like, they look like to me like it just a disgrace to me. But like I said though, I'm the type of guy that would drive a 65 Chevy truck every day. And
Dude, I drive a 65 El Camino every day.
Right.
When I got rid of, I went from a 17 Ram 3500 that was fucking fully loaded. I love that truck too. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't like that $700 a month payment. And I sold that shit and I bought that 65 El Camino. I'm a happy camper.
Dude, I remember Dodge.
I've had that thing almost in June it'll be a year. I put a set of plugs and wires on it, changed the oil a few times, and that's other than upgrading the brakes and shit. It hadn't cost me anything as far as breakdowns. And it's still got the original motor and tranny in it. How
far away is your Trans Am from being done?
That's not my car, it's my buddy's, but it's just what I'm working on. It's I put the motor in it. The video dropped today, so I put the motor in it. I'm having trouble with the header on the passenger side. It's hitting the floorboard on the passenger side, so I'm gonna have to massage the floorboard a little bit. It's they're stainless steel headers that I thought they'd be like really, really high quality, but the driver's side's perfect, but the passenger side is I'm gonna have to do some massaging to make that header work. So everything on that car has been.
Dude, you have excelled on YouTube. I haven't, and I didn't see the video. I haven't had time to watch anything today, but you have excelled on YouTube. You went right from 1,000 to 2,000.
Nice.
You're on your way to 2,500 now. Dude, I love it. And you're pumping out videos, and the drag racing videos, I watch them all the time. I don't comment on them, but I watch them. Dude, you know me.
Please comment, please.
Yeah, I know. Well,
just
I got a theory about this. My problem is, Dave, is you got one or the other with me. I know, like I either have time to comment and watch, or I have to, and I know because I feel guilty as hell watching them. I give you a thumbs up, but I feel guilty as hell watching them and not commenting because I know, and I think you probably get a lot of people that watch them and don't comment, don't you?
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
yeah.
And I get like 98% don't even subscribe.
Well, really? I just subscribed to you, so
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, CP, dude. You helped me tremendously when I was trying to get to 1,000.
You blew right past it, dude. And I love the fact that you're putting out content. You're a success story within itself because you started putting out all sorts of content, and you really like. And I commented on your one video on Don Garlett's. I was like, damn, I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
Don Garlett's Museum. I watched every one of those. Yeah, dude, they were. Dude, I was jealous
because I had so many. I had so much like going on for that 1 month. I was like, oh my god,
I want to go there so bad. So I'm an old drag racing fan, and we've talked about this before.
I'll go with you.
What's that?
If you ever want to go back, I'll go with you. That place.
Yeah, dude, I love going to the drag races. I can't even tell people how awesome. Like, if you've never been to a sport, like it is the most awesome thing to go watch. You get the most money out of there. Thank you, Skirt. Don't forget to subscribe to Dudes with Wrenches too. Yeah, Dudes has got great content too, and every day subscribe to all these guys here. Everyday Fleet Tech and Dudes with Wrenches.
Subscribe to you.
Yeah, like Dudes.
You won't see anything, dude.
Georgia boy, I like that.
Dudes has got great. Dudes is a TikTok master though. He's a square body master. I don't want. We'll talk about Dudes in a second, but I want to talk about this drag racing thing because I get passionate about this. I used to go to Chicago, and I love going there. It's the only place, only sporting event, only type of event like that in the world where you can go and get right up into the people's faces. They talk to you. Yep. It is exactly how every sport should be. There should be no, like all these people that like they hold you back.
Fans out. They do not leave the fans out. They don't leave the fans out.
But
that's
it's not
the problem.
Like NASCAR where you're behind the gates Drag racing will bring your ass right into it.
Yep.
They want you to be involved in it. That's what's great about drag racing.
And I'm sure that's ticked you off, Dave, about what happened here in Georgia with Commerce.
Unbelievable, man. I've been going there since I was like 12.
Thank you, Greasy Monkey, for being a channel member. I appreciate you for joining. John Force he's actually sponsored by Cornwall. I've met John Force. I went to his new shop in Indy. Coolest guy ever. That guy is so full of energy. He actually inspires my energy. And I've actually told, what's his name? What's the kid? Blaine and Tom, Blaine
and Tom Starks?
Yes.
Yeah,
dude, I actually told, so Tom's dad, I was talking to him on a live stream one night.
Awesome.
Dude, great people. And I said, dude, when you do your burnout, you remind me of John Forrest. He goes, that's exactly who inspires me to do that burnout. And I love the fact that he does these mile-long burnouts because nobody does it in drag racing. And Tom's still old school, and he's got the balls enough to do it. But it's just like that dude's really cool too.
And I mean, kids out there, and he's like kids like his crew chief, and his kid's got a YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe to Blaine's Therapy, go to Blaine's Therapy. That's
Tom Stark's great channel for sure.
YouTube
Blaine's
channel.
An awesome kid.
He's like 13 years old, 10 or 13 or somewhere in that ballpark. I can't remember exactly.
Just
awesome kid. This kid knows his stuff too.
He will school up. He will school up on a lot of people in here in the chat right now. Like I guarantee you, he will put a hurting on it because he'll put a hurting on me too. I'm not even, I know he will.
When I was down at Sick Week in Florida back in February, that was, dude, man. If y'all ever get a chance to go, any of y'all, to go to a drag and drive event, even if it's for a day, if it's close to your hometown or something, go do it, man. It's so much fun. It's like just a bunch of cool hot rodders and everybody. It's a community that wants to help each other. It's not like a snobby era where everybody's like, I'm not telling you anything. Everybody's trying to help each other win. It's really cool.
Just like these guys that did the collaboration, just like when these guys did the LS collaboration. This is what is so cool about some of the car community versus a lot of other communities out there.
I tried to watch some of that, and I was so busy when that little thing was going on. I watched a little bit of the live feeds, but I didn't. I don't even know. Did y'all get it done? I don't even know.
Yeah, there's not too many the final videos out yet. 815 put out a first day video so far. Everybody's kind of being a little lazy on it, but it's a lot of video to sift through. But yeah, I mean, we got everything done. I mean, we're gonna call it 5 days. I mean, we started a lot on day 0. We're gonna call it, but the car did drive out of there by the time everybody had to leave, and there was a lot of work that got done.
Yeah, that dude. Like these guys. I'm putting a link to dude's video in the chat, and definitely you guys need to go over there and subscribe to him because dude's this is Galaxy build. Dude's is always doing some really cool stuff. He's a very knowledgeable guy. And he's always got information, and I don't understand why he's not at like 20,000 subscribers right now.
I really don't either. Hey, dudes, where are you at with the 65 Chevelle?
So the 65 Chevelle has been shelved.
Oh, come on. That's not what I want.
It comes down to when you buy more projects than what you could conceivably touch, building a motor becomes a thing, and I want to do that car right. It's one of those cars you can't half-ass it, and I want to put way too much money into the motor, so it's been shelved for just a little while.
And if anybody doesn't know dude's channel, this dude has a shitload of antique and trucks, cars, and all kinds of shit all over his property. He's got a bunch of vehicles, a bunch. He could make a lifetime's YouTube channel just off what's sitting on his property right now.
Yeah, dude, just top notch stuff. I really don't understand why he doesn't have more people. Because
either.
Yeah,
and he's funny as shit.
Yeah,
and hell of a good looking guy.
Yeah. And Everyday Fleet Tech's going to get back into the game. So he'll have some content too coming out here again. So check his channel out and give him a follow too.
Yeah, appreciate it. But I actually need to jump off. It is after midnight and I'm crashing hard and fast.
Yeah, I've only got
a
baseball game at 7 a.m.
Yep. Yep, appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping by, buddy.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
good talking with you.
See ya.
So I would
So
like to
did-
mention something on this Volvo build.
Yes, please do.
I mean, I don't like to toot my horn too much about it, but I think everybody was very critical to getting that done. I don't think there was anybody that was there that we could have, not had. If any one person that was there wasn't there, we would have never got it done. So
I would
it
like
was,
to. Oh, so go ahead. Sorry.
it was definitely a group build. I mean, there wasn't anybody that was outshining anybody else, and everybody was just there to work and work hard.
Well, I know there was probably people that were doubting you guys were going to do it, and there was people, and I doubted it. I'll say this right on live. I doubted it too because I was like the aspect of it. I mean, me and Dave got into this discussion one night about doing an LS swap in one day.
Not easy.
No, LS swap on that 65 Chevy. I feel like confidence level would be a lot higher doing that because honestly, I could literally pretty much pop that in and it's good to go.
Yep.
But on that Volvo build, there was so much fabrication. Dudes, you spent how long on just the fuel tank?
Oh, there was 3 days put into that thing with 3 different people.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
it came down to we could have just whacked the floor and dropped a fuel cell in, and that would have been fine. It would have made it run. But the fact of the matter is, once we cut all the floor out and we cut all the support out, we had to build so much back in to mount that fuel cell within another box to know that, hey, if this car gets rear-ended, it's not going to blow up. You had to make it safe again. Everything about that car, we did not just throw it together and made it run. Everything is solid. I mean,
you guys had the motor out, so like the fabricating, like everything that you guys did. I love to hate the Volvo. Love to hate Volvo. I love the fact that you guys literally pulled something off that I think a lot of people thought probably wasn't able to be done, and you proved it. And you guys did it with class. You guys did it with integrity. You guys had fun doing it. The live streams were super awesome. And you guys were interactive with the live streams. You guys are a great bunch of people. And I think that YouTube has a lot to learn from what you guys showed to do on there. I really do. I think it has a lot to like that people can act like grown-ups and do things and get along and like have fun at doing it. I mean, you guys worked your asses off. It wasn't like this is one of the most legit builds that I've ever seen on YouTube or anywhere for that fact of the matter, because you guys didn't cut out bullshit. You didn't posh it up. You guys talked about your mistakes. I mean, Cletus pulled the engine on his freaking on his motor. It did a 2-hour, 4-hour, what was that, 4-hour live stream, dudes?
And y'all aren't pros at that, so that's what's even better. I mean, it shows you like real world scenario of what the grassroots guy can do.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
it is.
Makes it a lot easier when you have a team like that. Especially
No, dude. Yeah, dude. It was a really sweet collaboration that if it doesn't, I mean, like when hopefully the videos come out and you guys start getting blowed up, because honestly, if it comes together right, the way you guys did it, it should be one of the best things on. I mean, it really is. I'm not trying to jerk anybody off or, whatnot.
Has anybody put out a video at all about the build yet?
So I put out the first 3 videos that were leading up to the build. Cletus and 113 put out some videos doing the motor and getting everything cleaned up and making sure that was all ready to go before the car got there. And then 815 has put out a video so far of the actual first days of the build.
Okay.
And then you got a lot of shorts from everybody. Mongrels has put out a few little short videos about it because, I mean, he did something.
I've seen a few shorts, and I saw a couple of the live feeds where I was able to jump on some lives, but I didn't see any like any produced stuff.
I mean,
or,
I pulled the car out of the weeds, got it good enough to roll behind a truck on a dolly and drug it to Arkansas, which was a feat all on its own to do on the cheap. But I still, hands down, Mongrels put together a car 4 days before he left and then drove it there and back 4,000 miles on a vintage Mustang. Cool. I mean, I thought that was awesome. I mean, that's
the kind of shit I'm into, man. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a fantastic build. I really did enjoy it. And I had so many questions and so many, just because you guys came together, did something that you'd never done before, and you guys made it look way easier than it was. But the fact of the matter is you guys actually did it in a way that nobody else did. Nobody else has done.
Well, one of our biggest, I think, it kind of threw everybody a little bit because everybody went there with this intention. It's like, hey, we're going to build a car. It's going to be awesome. Everybody had this idea that it was going to happen a lot easier than it did. But everybody kind of expected it to go the other way. And, everybody thought we'd have this downtime, this like, hey, we're going to hang out and shoot the shit. And there was a little bit of that going on throughout the whole build, but it was every day. Everybody would get up at 7, show up to the shop at 8, and we would work till 11, midnight at night, go back, shoot the shit a little bit, go to sleep at 2 a.m., and then start all over again at 7. I mean, and that was every day until we left.
Yep. That's a big job. I mean, and that's, some people give me shit about how long it's taken me to do this Trans Am, but I'm doing it by myself.
Yep.
And it's a waiting period on parts, and it's a waiting period on tools.
A lot longer.
Period on this, that, and the other.
It takes a lot longer.
You don't have a crew, man. It fucking takes forever.
All three of us have built probably a lot of cars in our day. And just the difference of one guy there to hand you tools makes the world of difference when it starts coming to
2 brains are a lot smarter than one.
Yep. Tell me about it.
I mean, one, you want to run into one little stupid little thing, and man, if you got 2 or 3 guys looking at it, you can resolve that problem a lot faster than. I don't even know how many people were on that team. 8.
So 815 brought 2. Mongrels, Wasted, Rye, 113. You got to be counting these now. And you got Cletus, and then you had me. I mean, so it was 9. I mean, Big Block was there too. So in the beginning, there was a few more people there that were being helpful as well, and then it kind of lowered as the week went on.
Oh. Hold on. I got to show this. Midnight Road Garage just showed up. Midnight Road Garage. I got to show this just for you because we were talking. So I got to show now. Since you came in. Since you're here, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek so you can see what's going on here. Because I've been waiting to talk to you for I don't know how long now.
30. That's a sexy front end.
Look at this.
Iowa plates on her too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh dude. Oh dudes. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Ooh, Iowa dealer. Oh, even better.
Yep. Ernst Chevrolet, Bloomfield, Iowa.
Yep, you got to maintain that sticker.
I've got an amazing truck. I love these. I love the wheels here. I wish I'm gonna get the different hubcaps, but it's definitely keeping Steely's on it. I ain't doing no bullshit.
You're not gonna go with some 24s?
No.
Oh, don't do that.
Hey, I actually like.
Oh man.
They make them newer ones to where you go to a 17-inch Steely and just put the original hubcaps in the center. I do like the look of that.
I want one of those trucks in a long bed 4-wheel drive on about 35s or 37s.
Dang.
This is ugly. Look at all the room for activities.
That's how she's supposed to look. Inline 6s are the boss.
I'm out. I know. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I can't stand it.
Right.
It just makes me.
Work.
I mean, I already got a little dingling anyways.
You throwing a little power to it yet?
What's that? Nope. I ain't done anything to it.
Drag it home.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it was enough to get it out of the swamp.
I love the colors too.
That was my original truck. I had a 66, Hugger orange, white, exact same truck, C20, the whole 9 yards.
One of the first jobs I ever had was for a firewood lot with these old bikers, and they had a 65 short bed, and it was Chevy. It had a 327 in it. He was like, I got a Corvette motor in it. It had a 4-speed, and it was in the floor. It had the floor cut out, for the shifter to come through. It was a pretty rough truck, but it was brown. And we delivered firewood all over the place in that dang when I was a kid, and it was fun as shit to drive. We'd get the load of wood out, and we'd come back, and I'd be like, we'd catch seconds in it, run it up in first gear, catch second gear, and it was so much fun to drive. Had a freaking 2x4 for a cross member for the transmission. I shit you not.
I will say this truck I forgot how beefy it was for an old truck. I really did. I forgot how beefy this thing is. It's not, they didn't build these trucks Like this thing's, I mean, it's a tank.
Trucks.
Yeah, it's a truck. Like the way
the
that
gauge of the metal in the body is just, you're not tapping no dent out in one of those trucks.
well, it's
That
got
shit's
the
fucking heavy gauge metal.
so it's got the frame that goes back. It's got a full frame, but then the rear, it's got like trailing arms, but they're huge. They're huge. They're not little. I mean, like this is. I know for sure I got a leaf spring down plate. The one thing that was disappointing, I wanted the bed to be. Some guys might say I'm being a wussy about it, but I don't want to replace the bed. I wanted it to be the original wood, and unfortunately, it is what it is. But it's gone.
Yeah, I don't
fucking get a wood kit for them. They make wood kits for them.
I know, but it's not the same. Dudes, I can tell dudes knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's next to impossible to find one with real wood, but I mean that old wood, that was good wood.
It was. Dude, my truck had perfect wood in it. Yeah. I just want it to look like that. You can't age that wood like that. You know what I mean? Like you can't age that gray. Don't let that shit
depress you though, man, because that's a badass truck.
Don't worry about that. For what I gave for it, I'm all right.
Just the shape of those trucks, man, and the feel. You sit in that truck and you're like, man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't want to be Mr. Negative.
Oh no, one of yours is rusted through. Mine are perfect.
Yeah, trailing arms, they go bad. That was a common issue on them things.
Yeah, mine are actually perfect. The frame's good. I mean, honestly, for being in Iowa, I'm surprised, dudes. Like, I don't even understand how this.
Well, see, that's just it. So that's where I was going with this. I've never owned one of those trucks. It's one of the only Chevy bi-styles I've never owned. So that's a big year there where I never owned a 60-something or whatever, all those bi-styles.
That's a good year, man.
I've never loved them. I really haven't. I don't hate them. They are what they are. I'd rather have a 67 through 72 or a square body. I have a lot of them. My problem has always been with those trucks is every time I've ever ran into one, it's always been a heap. And it's just because I'm in Iowa and they didn't hold up.
Because you're on the rust areas.
And those trucks had some very bad rust spots that they all had it. It wasn't,
Down
this
here, they're not
all
too
original
bad.
Right now. This truck's 100% all original. That's the one thing about it is like, so a lot of those trucks have fiberglass lower panels, on the beds and stuff. Mine did. My 66 had a lower fiberglass panel on there where the body line comes to meet. You could buy those replacement panels, and then the front fenders would replace. This truck is 100% how it is, and the guy that I bought it from actually said, he's like, this truck's never been touched. The guy wouldn't even replace the fender when he chewed it up on the front. He's like, he never touched it.
Well, see, I'll tell anybody that if you want to go out and get something that you want to build, try to go out and find something that's just been untouched. If you can find something untouched, then you get to be the first guy to touch it. And it's not because it's better anyway.
If you're lucky enough to do that.
If you're lucky enough to do that. But it's a different experience to be the first guy to take out those bolts. To be the first guy to, replace that seal.
If you find a fucking truck that you're lucky to get, because sometimes it's just you're lucky to get some shit.
Yep.
Have fun with it. Don't matter what the fuck's been done before. You make it yours and have fun with it, and don't worry about whatever the fuck anybody thinks about it. Make it yours.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Perfect example.
That's all that matters.
So I've been tearing apart this 66 Impala here, and it has some issues because it sat for so many years with not getting moved that it caused problems with the drivetrain. So now I'm running into those problems at 21,000 original miles. No one's ever touched it, and I'm like taking this apart and I'm going, this has the original sealer on the pinion. This has the original bearings and everything. And you're sitting there and you're like, what is a Hyatt bearing? And then I actually went down the rabbit hole of going online and be like, what company built Hyatt bearings? And you're like, that company went bankrupt in 1981, and they were the biggest American-made bearing factory. I sit there and deep dived on all this knowledge just because I'm like, I'm the first person that's touched this bearing outside of the guy that put it in the car in 1965.
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I think I could sell this truck the way it sets right now for $3,500 and not even touch it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's been unmolested in every way. It's got the factory radio.
That's not a bad price.
It's got a factory radio in it. It's the factory motor, which I know the V6, the straight six isn't a popular one, but this is 100% correct right now. I'm kind of conflicted. I know I'm definitely going to get hate in the comments if I tell anybody about LS swapping this truck in the videos, because this truck is is a survivor.
You know, I get that crap all the time. You know, we'll go out and drive a 66 Impala with no miles on it, and you'll get two different kinds of people that are like, either there's no way it has that low miles, or B, why are you driving it? And it's just like, I'm going to drive it because I enjoy it. And when the day comes that I throw a big block in it and tubular suspension and do all that crap to it and throw away all that original shit, I won't care because I'm going to enjoy the car either way.
Right.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it is, look, man, if you run into an LS motor and you want to put in it, and it's the way you need to go, and it's the most economical way and the most powerful way, or
if it's what you
just
want,
the way you want to do it, do it. Who gives a shit about what anybody says? If you find a big block or a straight six or a slant six, or just don't do EV.
I remember Boyd
Do whatever you
Connington
want, man.
got a lot of flack because there was I used to watch all those episodes of Boyd Connington's, you know, custom cars and stuff. And I remember there was a big episode on there where he took like an old Model A or something, and it was like all original museum piece, and just chopped it up and turned it into a street rod. And everybody was just like, "Why did you do that to the all original car?" And he's just like, "Because I wanted one I didn't have to deal with messing with the body." You know, that was the only reason.
I met a guy recently, and he's like big into like shoebox Chevy stuff, like Tri-5 Chevy.
Oh, yeah.
55, 56, 57. And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with shit. I've got to work on 2-3 year body work.
Yep.
I'm going to fucking buy $40,000, $50,000 cars that are perfect. And I'm going to put the drivetrain in them that I want. And that's just going to be the way it is.
Yep.
And I don't care what anybody says. And I said, I don't fault you one bit. I would do the same thing if I had that kind of money.
The reality of it is, you know, if you were to go out and buy a fully restored car that somebody did everything to, you could probably get it cheaper than what they spent to do that to it. And then you could turn around and do things that would make it better, cheaper than trying to restore one completely to that point, and turn around and sell it and actually make a profit. You know, you don't have to try to go.
There's purists and there's traditionalists, and I'm not either one.
No.
I'm a hot rod guy.
I'm a car enthusiast.
Hot rod Dave.
Yep. I agree, man.
Put the fucking roof off, shorten it up, put flames on it, put a fucking big block. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want to with it.
I just want to modernize it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe the drum brakes are that bad.
No.
But I mean, everybody's always like, you know, and the reason why people want drum brakes over is because they can't fix them. That's the real reason. And most
in racing situations, they're heavy.
Right.
That's the main reason.
Well, you're always going to have the comparison.
They work fine.
They're not going to stop as good as disc brakes.
Yeah.
But if you know
and
that
they don't vent,
and you're aware of it,
they don't vent good. So
if you are aware of your brakes, you're going to drive to what your brakes can and can't do.
Right. Well, like ABS too. People get dependent on the newer systems. That's the problem is people get dependent on the fail-safe systems that they have out now. So ABS is teaching people bad habits. I first started driving a 66. So even with ABS, it's taken me, I still do it. I pump the brakes. I can't help it. I started driving with a 66 Chevy pickup. So I learned that's all I knew how to drive. And it doesn't have ABS. So I pump the brakes. And it's not that hard to do.
We all need that shit up in like the snow belt, but we don't need that ABS shit down here.
Even in there, you know, I actually can control brakes better without ABS when I can control the brakes.
Dave, you'd be surprised.
I would rather not have it.
Yes, Dave, you'd be surprised.
I've had ABS kick on a speed bump or on a pothole, and I'm like, what the?
I used to have the Les 10 Blazer, and I would drive that thing when it'd get really wintry out, and the ABS would start pissing me off because late 90s ABS sucked. And I would go underneath the hood, and I would pull that ABS fuse when it would snow real bad and be like, there, now I can actually drive this thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, dudes. I agree too because I have more control over the vehicle. In extreme situations it might be tougher, but I don't get myself in extreme situations because I'm also a defensive driver. You know, like I don't ride people's ass because I don't want to play those games. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
And I'm not a late breaker. I'm not braking at the last 10 seconds. I'm braking a block back there and just rolling up to the light. So yeah, I don't like ABS because ABS has always struck me as you're just going to smash down on that pedal and pray the ABS system does its job.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like a computer controlling my life.
Yep. Well, poorly. I mean, CP understands how you understand, Dave, how ABS works, and
Yeah.
once you know how that works, you go, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how this
Well,
shit
not,
ever
yeah,
even
dude.
functions.
I'm good. I can let off and put a
Freaking
little
rocker
pressure
wheel,
back on when I
creating
need
AC
it.
tone. Yeah, no.
Almost thought CP had a monster truck. Where the hell do you think I had monster truck at? Oh, you're talking about my hair?
I'll be back, guys.
Right on. It's yeah, I'm excited to get this thing going. Trust me. I just gotta get tires for it. I don't even know what size tires. I don't know if it's got the 16.5 factories or it's got. He said something about changing them out. I'm hoping they changed them out to 16-inch wheels because that
Yeah.
would be fantastic. Because I hate 16.5s.
If those look like factory hubcaps at all, though, I bet they're not 16.5s
No,
or
well, that's
16s.
so you know what I'm talking about. My truck had that Chevy emblem hubcaps, and I love those things with steel wheels. Dude, I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't care if
Do you
grandma
have a
doesn't
set of
like
those
it. I don't
hubcaps?
care if Johnny B doesn't like it. I don't give two. I love factory steel wheels with hubcaps.
Yep. And like I was saying before, I actually really like if you're gonna upgrade your wheels. I do like the look. I think the company's actual name is Steely's, and they make like a bigger version, a newer, updated version that
Yeah,
looks like a factory Steely, and I like that look too.
it's what are you talking about? Michigan Steel or what is it? The one up
Yeah.
in Michigan? Yeah,
Yep.
Detroit Steel, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I like them too. But they are proud of those things.
Yes, they
They look
are.
like 15-inch wheels. They're not 15s. I know they're 16s.
Yeah, you can get them in whatever size you want, but I mean, I like the ones that they just do like a standard 17, so you can get some better performance tires, a little cheaper than
Yes,
some of the 16s nowadays,
I'm not
and then
gonna.
they still fit that old hubcap in the
Yeah,
center.
I'm not gonna say that I won't do that
Yeah.
because I do. I will do that. I'm afraid to even ask about getting those made because I know. I heard about a set that my buddy got made, and for Steelies, and they were like $5,000, and I was like, dude, and to me it seems like it's a little too much
Yeah.
for Steelies. $5,000. I'm like, man. Now you're talking about where I could
Too
get
much for
custom
wheels.
billets or something like that. I don't like mag wheels though. Yeah, 15 is like
I like mag wheels on certain things. I mean, different look for different things, obviously.
I would use weak ABS while you. Oh yeah, for sure, Gran Turismo. I agree with that 100%, 100,000%. I don't. If I was on a racetrack situation, I disable ABS. I'm not even joking you. I disable ABS. My truck's disabled ABS right now.
Yep.
In my 2002, I pull the fuse. My ABS lights on all the time, 100%, all the time. I
So what I've
disable it.
actually, so on my 05, I went through and I redid all the front
I don't
end.
condone that though. Just saying
Yeah.
it.
So I went and did all the front end on my truck. You can tell me if I'm wrong on this or not. What's your opinion on it, CP? But I actually re-shimmed the ABS sensors
Uh-huh.
to where they're right on the verge of surging when you come to a stop. And I did it that way just for the reason of when I slam on my brakes, they react way quicker, and then they'll actually go to a lockup situation instead of surging ABS prior to stop.
It's not terrible. That's not a terrible idea. You're tuning your brakes in. I mean, honestly, you're custom building them for your driving style. So
Yeah.
basically, you made a race car brake.
I mean, that's just what I did because I like the feeling when I'm pulling a heavy trailer behind that truck. I don't want to push and then have the ABS surge to where it's instantaneous ABS and it'll surge maybe one time and then it'll just lock up the brakes.
That's the other thing. What you just said right there. Boom. I don't like ABS for trailer towing. That's a one problem right there because depending on how you have a trailer brake set up, if you do get it like today, I did tow that thing back with way too heavy on the tongue or way too heavy on the rear. I pulled it up obviously on backwards because I wanted to face it to the garage. I was being lazy, I guess, basically, because I was like, I'm not going to pull it off and spin it around, but I don't have the way to drag it around. Really, I guess I got my lawnmower, but when I'm by myself, I'm thinking ahead of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I just want to nose it so I can pull it right in the shop. But I'm going to get it rolling and started so that way I can drive it around. You know. So you don't need no ABS. You're 100% right, Country Mile. I don't need the ABS.
I was a little crazy when I did that truck because I literally had my own meter out there testing AC peaks, and spinning my bearings, getting my right number and re-shimming the ABS wire. And it was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want it to be right here, so I know that ABS is right there when you hit the brakes hard. It's just little
like
OCD things.
I like it, dude. Hey, I'm all for it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. As a mechanic, I definitely don't condone it. You know, I mean, if I was a customer coming in my shop and you asked me to do that, I'd tell you to, you know, go fly a kite. I'd be like, listen, did you see custom brake work out here? Or, you know, like, this ain't a custom shop, bro. But if you're coming over to my house and you're like, hey, I need some help fixing this and I want to do it this way, whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean? Fine by me. Whatever you want to do in your own time is great. But when it comes to customer work, I have no choice. I said this. I even talked about this with Chef. You know, I said, like, he said he did his oil changes at 10,000 miles. We got into discussion. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to go off of what factory specs are. I'm not going to tell a customer, hey, yeah, you can do a 10,000 mile oil change. Yep. You know, if I started putting that information out there and then people come to my YouTube and say, oh, well, he promoted it on his YouTube, you know, like, no, I don't promote. I won't do anything but factory required maintenance, whatnot. That's it. Like, that's all I promote for somebody else. For what you do personally on your own time, on your own dime, however you do it, my name's Bennett and I ain't in it. It's Paul and it's between y'all. Like, I don't give two shits. Because I've seen, and you come into the shop and you want me to fix it, it ain't going to happen, you know? So, you know, I mean, like, no ABS on my 79. I like a lot better. Yeah. 17 by 9's 304. Woo. Woo.
I learned something kind of cool the other day on the wife's, we got a 05 Suburban and little LS 5.3 in it, you know, and it's been giving us some trouble since we bought it with a ticking lifter. And it's like tick, tick. I made some videos on it earlier and, I ran some like Marvel mystery oil through it. I've ran all kinds of shit. And I read an article saying run 0.30 in them. They require 5.30. 0.30 will pump the lifters up quicker.
Yep.
And make it stop ticking.
Yep.
Well, that worked for a little while, and I was like, but it wasn't permanent. You know, every once in a while it would start doing it again. And it's usually like when you're in the drive-through line at the fucking Chick-fil-A or something, you know, it's like embarrassing as shit. It starts ticking again. Tack, 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 tack. And I'm like,
what's this on? What's this on?
It's a 5.3 05
yeah, it's
Suburban.
common.
Oh, what year is
it? 05.
Oh, 05. So yeah, they don't have DOD on it. So
no, it's no DOD. It's just none of that shit. And I know how to turn that shit off. I've got HP tuners, and I didn't have to do that on that one. But anyway, so I kind of put up with it for a while. And the other day, just for, you know, maybe anybody listening that is having this problem, I didn't make a video on it because I just didn't feel like making a video that day. But the other day I pulled the valve cover off on the driver's side and I took a carburetor cleaner. I didn't even pull the rockers off. I just pulled the valve cover off and I stuck carb cleaner through the top of the rocker where it goes down through the push rod to the lifter. And I squirted the shit down each one back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was sitting there and I waited for a minute and one of them all of a sudden squirted back. I was like, well, that was weird. I was like, I wonder if that's the one that was fucking ticking. And I did it a couple more times and it did it one more time. And I did it a couple more times so it stopped doing it. Changed the oil in the filter. This thing hadn't ticked again since. My theory behind all that is it had a little grime in it.
Yep.
Or a little buildup in that lifter or even in the push rod tube that was limiting the oil flow.
That doesn't surprise me.
Dude, it fixed it. We've been driving it for like 2 weeks now and it hadn't ticked at all. It's been it's like a brand new vehicle again. It's got 245 or 243,000 miles on it or something like that. I just thought I'd share it.
No, that's cool.
That could have been something as simple as a piece of gasket let go somewhere inside there and got lodged.
I don't know. I think it's just a carbon buildup deal, or just a little sludge buildup or something in the lifter, that little hydraulic lifter, because it wouldn't tick all the time. It would. Yeah. It was like every once in a while it would like let go of oil pressure and start ticking. And I was like, this is going to kill the cam. And this has been doing this for like a year.
Yeah, but it's got one of them LS cams. Can you kill an LS cam?
I don't know. I thought for sure I was going to have to put a cam and lifters in it. And you know, with the LS motor, you got to pull the heads to put a fucking set of lifters in them. So I was like, I don't want to pull the heads off this thing. I don't want to have to pull the heads off of it. So that last little trick was bingo, man.
On the way down
mileage, go ahead.
The way down to Arkansas, I started getting a exhaust leak on my 05 Chevy pickup, pulling that trailer, and I'm like, I bet one of them frickin' exhaust manifold bolts probably broke off in the frickin' head or something stupid. I'm ignoring it right now. It's like it's just gonna have an exhaust leak for a while.
On your 5.3?
It's a 6-liter.
Oh, 6-liter?
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah,
so
I do.
You got one on number one, and the back cylinder broken. Studs are broken.
Well, the worst part is when I bought this truck, it had service records with it, and the service records were a scam and whatever. I got it cheap enough, so it doesn't matter. But it says the manifolds have been replaced on it 3 times. And it's like, okay, well, then you look at them and like, those manifolds have never been replaced. Damn truck only has 98,000 miles on it.
You know what one of my thoughts were about this this truck here doing mine, and this is kind of what I want to like kind of try to emulate, is that I want to try to prove that you can go out and buy an old rusty piece of shit out of the woods and build it and drive it for under 10 grand.
Yeah.
And
totally
you're going to have a much better vehicle than you will today.
Telling you
for basic use, for sure.
I did that shit with the El Camino. I mean, it wasn't a barn find or anything like that. I wasn't pulling out of the weeds, but that 65 that I bought that I drive every day was basically an abandoned vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The dude that I bought it from had just bought it from a guy that passed away. And so when I bought it, I had a little trouble with the title because the dude that originally owned it died. And I was like, oh man, I'm about to get shafted, you know? And I was able to call the guy that passed away's son and get the title straightened out fairly easy. And I was like, thank God. Cause I was like, man, I just spent like 10 grand on this. I bought it for 11, actually. Bought it for $11,000. And I was like, I'm going to, I think I just spent 11 grand on something that I'm never going to be able to title. But I called the guy and he was like, oh yeah. And I just struck up a conversation with the guy and I was like, hey man, I'm so sorry your dad passed away. And I just bought this vehicle and I hate to be, drumming up this past history on this, but I'm just trying to get it titled, and he actually was pretty cool and signed a couple pieces of paper and faxed them to me. And I was able to go to the tag office and get a title for it, which was awesome.
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead, dude.
I think a lot of people get misconstrued. Like, I own a lot of classic cars and we drive them all the time. I mean, summertime, that's all we drive. You get the attitude from people that they look at you like, man, must be nice having daddy's money with that $40,000 car. And it's like, I have $5,200 into this whole thing.
Right.
Like, it's like, why do you think this is so valuable? Just because you watched Gas Monkey Garage or Car Hunters or something on, where these are not $60,000 cars. They're just decent looking old cars. And there's a big difference between a $60,000 classic numbers matching all original, been in a under glass 10 miles, than those old cars you drive. And I think everybody gets a little messed up on that. It's like, it doesn't take hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a nice old classic car.
Yeah.
I think every once in a while, some people get shafted, and they get, I don't know, tarnished or.
Well, Perfect example. I
whatever
know
it
a guy.
is, you know, they
I
get
know a guy that was into Porsches for a long time, and then he wanted to convert over into old muscle cars, and he went out and bought himself a 71 Chevelle with a built 402, perfectly immaculate original SS car. And we're like, what'd you spend on that? Well, I spent 75 grand. You know, it's what I got out of my Porsche. And it's like, what? And it's a beautiful car, but you're like, I never would have given 75 grand for any Chevelle. I don't care what it is.
No,
no.
that's the other thing is too, is these
Maybe
really
for 5
popular
or 6
ones.
of them.
One of these really popular cars are so overhyped, it's not even funny. Like they're getting so much money out of them. And I'm just like, nah, no.
Nope.
You
I
know,
steer
my
away
buddy,
from them at that point.
my buddy paid like 80 grand for his Camaro, and I'm like, yeah, and most of it's paint job. That's the sad part about it is I'm like, I go, tell me where the 80,000 is. He's like, oh, dude, look at this thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at it. And I'm like, there's not $80,000 there. All it is in paint.
Yeah.
I mean, so much money is put into bodywork and paint. Like, what really matters? I mean, honestly, to me, I could give a shit less how the car looks. Also, if it drives good, like the drivetrain is what matters to me more than the paint.
And
Like,
here's the
I
reality
like
of it
it.
too. The reality of it too.
It's because you're a mechanic. See,
Right.
the people that are collecting cars, they are not mechanics.
No,
Mostly.
they just see it's all show, and it's all, you know, they want to see it. That's what they wanted their
Yeah.
car to look good, but and then they don't really care about they want it to drive like new and look like new, but the reality of it is they have no idea about shit anyway. So
It can look like a fucking diamond, but it could be a total piece of shit
Yes,
under the
exactly.
surface. You know what I mean? And they get
Well,
totally
dude, they could be
screwed.
getting screwed on the paint too. That's the other part. That's why I like them to look like a piece of shit. Because, and dude, you probably agree with this. Like, I mean, if you can tell it's original, like when you
Yes.
go to look at some of those cars, you can't tell. They're so good at hiding bodywork these days. Like you
I
never
don't
know
want-
what you're getting.
I don't want an old shiny car that I know has 90 paint on it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that means it's been restored how many times? You don't know
Right.
what's under there. I mean, shit, there could be 5 layers of fiberglass on top of rusty steel. I mean,
I remember a video that I watched from a guy or a deal, and I can't remember what the hell it was, but he bought a car, and I want to say it was Diabolical that showed it to me, and this was so interesting. This guy bought this car at an auction. I can't remember what it was, but they took it in and they started taking the paint off, and when they took everything off, it looked like somebody beat the entire car with a ball peen hammer, and he paid like $100,000 for it.
Fucking
And the whole
Pondo
entire
mobile.
car, there wasn't a square inch of metal on the car that was salvageable.
Yeah.
Because
I
they
had a
hit it all.
51 two-door
I had a
Ford.
friend, his dad bought a 67 Chevelle from this local lot that we have here in Roswell, Georgia. There's a couple of them, and they're like consignment lots, I guess you'd say. You know, they deal with only classics. And so if you got something you don't want to sell on your own, you take it over there and they sell it and they make their percentage, blah, blah, blah. So my buddy's dad bought a 67 Chevelle and he brought it to my shop. And he's like, so stoked about this car. And he's like, I want you to look it over and give me your honest opinion. I was like, okay. So I threw it up on the lift. There's a pretty car, you know, red, you know, lipstick red. I call it whore red. Fucking
Right.
67 Chevelle with a big block and a 4-speed. And I put it up in the air. I'm like, just kind of looking around. I'm like, something don't seem right. Where the firewall came down to the floor pan, it just kind of looked weird. And I started poking my finger around, and it was all like RTV.
Oh no!
They like packed the whole floor pan and the firewall with freaking gasket
Really?
maker to like cover up all the rust.
That's it.
And I just started sticking my finger literally through all the rust. I was like, oh my God, man. And he spent like $27,000 on this car or some crazy amount of money. It was insane.
It's like I said earlier, if it looks original and you can prove that it's original, even if it's beat up or a little rusty, you have that peace of mind that nobody's ever touched it or messed with it. So you don't run into that stuff where you're just like, oh my God, who did this?
Yep. I'm dead serious. When my buddy bought a Blazer, same situation. Bought a Blazer and had a huge hole in it, and the tailgate was junk. And this thing was supposed to be pristine, all be done, blah blah blah. Same situation, dude. They ended up taking this thing, and I'm not even kidding you. I was actually crying a little bit inside because it was one of those removable. What was that? Not the full removable, but it was a
partial.
87.
Yeah, the full removable top was
86,
sold like
87,
73.
K5.
No, full
Well,
removable top stopped in
K5 had a
76.
full removable top till 73.
Yeah, this was
76.
a nice 86, 87 though, like first year fuel injection.
Half
And
top.
it was nice. Had a nice lift on it, gray and black. It looked beautiful, like two-tone gray and black. It's gray interior. Like this thing was a great looking Blazer. And dude, they ended up taking this thing, and I'm not even joking you, dude. When they got done with it, it literally looked like that thing came out of a scrapyard because he was like the insurance paid for it. So when it got hit, that they said, oh, this needs all this body, and it was like you totaled it. So he said this thing's a piece of shit. So they just beat the shit out of it. The body was all junk anyways because the body work was covered up, so it didn't matter. But they beat it, and then a guy bought it. Not even joking, he replaced every panel on the truck, redid it again, and it looks beautiful again. But one of those deals, they paid way too much money for it. They got lucky because of insurance.
Yep.
But otherwise, they would have gotten their asses handed to them. They spent like $23,000 on it. And this was, now keep in mind, this is back early 2000s, so you're talking big money for that Blazer back then. An 87 Blazer for $23,000, fully redone, had all the air conditioning, factory.
Dude,
They had a
K5
PF
Blazers
good wrench
are
motor.
awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of money for that Blazer back then. But
So the worst
I
one
love
I
those
ever
things.
did, and it taught me a good lesson at a young age because I was about 17 when I bought it. It was a 51 Ford two-door. And somebody had already gone through it, and it was lowered. It was primer gray. There was no paint on the car. It said, ready for paint. And it looked straight. Like, it didn't even look that bad. The interior was all done. And it already had, the guy said it was a 355 Chevy, 350 turbo, and a Ford 9. It was actually a 305. A piece of crap 200R whatever
Classic.
metric tranny
classic
out of like a
move.
Peabody. And the Ford 9 was a really old one, so it was a piece of shit.
Right.
I got that car for under $1,000. It needed some finish work. Once we got into it, I realized the wiring was hack jobbed at best. It was like a 6-volt system that people just added wires to make things work. You could turn on anything without the key on. It was like, wow, this is awesome. And once we started digging into it a little farther, I'm like, well, let's paint it. Let's get it done. And the headliner was drooping a little bit, and it looked brand new. And we started pulling the headliner down to figure out why it wasn't holding itself up. And we realized that they had pop riveted all of the headliner pieces through the roof of the car, ground the pop rivets off, and bondoed the whole roof of the car. And then once we started staring at the quarter panels, they were brand new quarter panels laid over the old quarter panels. And they just took a big hammer and beat the old quarter panels in and then laid the new quarter panels over them, tacked them, bondo seamed them, and then just filled the gaps where you could see the separation between the old and the new panels. And once I started looking all over, I'm like, oh my God, I bought a total pile of shit. And
That gave me diarrhea for like 2 years.
Yep. And I literally owned it for 3 weeks and I just had to sell it. I'm like, I don't even want to touch this thing. And the shittiest part about it was like, I didn't really own it. So it was kind of one of those moments. It was like, do I tell this guy, I'm going to sell it for what I spend on it. And I'm just going to be like very upfront about, yeah, it's got some problems. I'm not trying to tell you it's ready for paint like the last guy. So we sold it to a guy and we didn't really explain it to him. Well, then a month goes by and I get a call from my great uncle and he's like, hey, I got a buddy here and he wants somebody to help him do some body work and some stuff. Can you come down to our shop? We can pay you to work on it. And I get down there and realize, oh, it's the same car. And that guy wasn't too happy that I was sold to him because he was pretty pissed off that it was totally demolished under there. And so me, him, my uncle, and a couple other guys spent a lot of hours putting that whole car back together right. And then he put a Grand National turbocharged motor in it, painted it red, and sold it for an ungodly amount of money.
Unbelievable.
And then I look at it and I go, I could have done all that work and I could have made the money just like him. But that was potentially a car that never should have been saved. Like it was just so poorly put together to begin with. It took tearing the whole car back down and starting over.
That's an interesting point you bring up about cars that never should have been saved. I know quite a few of them that have been like that, and it's definitely like you can like you look at them and you're like, if I do this, I'm going to be in, like neck deep.
Yep.
And you go through the motions and do it, and you're thinking to yourself, I could have waited and found something else.
Yep.
That's a tough call to make when you're wanting to buy a car, and especially if you're wanting something that's rare to look at. Like, it's hard to find, like that Trans Am. I bet it wasn't easy to find a Trans Am like that unless he already had it. But I mean, I bet it wasn't easy to find a good Trans Am, because those cars are torched all over the place.
Well, I think the big difference is here, CP, is, living in the Rust Belt, the cars you can find are never perfect. So you're always supplementing something. You're like, oh, I can fix that. I can fix this. And this was a good example. I never went down south and really searched for cars all that much. When I went down to Arkansas, it's like, they're just still driving this stuff.
Really?
I mean, it's just out there still
Don't
being
tell
driven.
me that.
New Mexico, it's still being driven.
Don't tell me that.
But here's the difference. It's got 400,000 miles on it. It's on its 4th motor. Every piece of the drivetrain is so wallered out and worn out, it's ridiculous. So it's trade-off. Do you want a body that you need to fix a little, or do you want a drivetrain you completely have to go through top to bottom to even make it usable?
I don't want to do a frame off on this truck. That's my one problem and one dilemma right now. I'm just curious. What do I do? Do I shoot this thing with fluid film and try to preserve what's there?
Yeah.
Make it where you can drive it and have fun with it. That's all. That's the most.
Yeah, but you got to put some kind of sealer
best
on it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is I got to stop it from rusting any further now, because it's got surface rust on it. I mean, in reality, what needs to be done is, well, the other thing is too, is like I said, that other truck, that 2-wheel drive, I could tear the cab and everything off of it, transplant all that stuff over that new drivetrain, and have all that stuff, all the modern chassis with the old body.
And if you ever want to go a different way,
you'll never stop rust if it started. You can prolong it, but make it where you enjoy it, man. And that's the best advice I could ever give anybody. Is
I want to enjoy it.
Worry about like making it perfect, making it where you fucking have fun with it.
Well, that's what so many
fast or fucking slow. As long as you're having fun with that shit, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and you're not wrong about that, Dave. I can tell you how many projects where people get into them and tear them apart. That's the thing about it is where I'm at a dilemma right now, is I wanted to transplant that over to 2-wheel drive, and just what you said, and all the way back when I was coming back today, what I couldn't stop thinking about is if I start doing that, that's a project that will never get finished.
Yep.
Because I barely have time to do my own shit right now.
So and that's always the thing.
You can make it where it's drivable. Just make it where you can drive it. That's the most important thing.
That's the first thing right there.
Yeah, because if you don't make it where you can drive it, it'll never get finished. But if you can make it where you can drive it, you can enjoy at least
my Suburban.
some of it.
My Suburban,
chip away at your other little piddly shit as the time goes on.
I made my Suburban 100% reliable and drivable. I drove for 3 years with all the original components, completely rebuilt. And I enjoyed the crap out of that truck until I got to the point that I'm just tired of drum brakes, manual steering, being a half ton. I want to use it for more things. So I have all the parts to upgrade it to 3/4 ton, but I've always had this dilemma. If I blow that truck apart, then I have to put it back together. And now,
don't blow it apart.
Exactly. Right now, I can throw a battery in it and drive it.
Yeah.
So
just do little stuff at a time. Dude, I've done it. You blow a whole car apart, and if you run out of budget or you run out of steam or you fucking lose interest, then it never gets done. But if you can continue to drive it,
well, see, that's what I was telling everybody.
Chip away the little things, then it'll probably get done over time.
It may make less sense.
You can enjoy it and shit.
On paper or on a budget. But if you can completely essentially build the truck over again, like say build that chassis, put all the body cab mounts on it, do that whole other 2-wheel drive chassis and have it as done as possible, and then say, okay, this weekend we're going to move the body. That would be the best way to do it in my mind. Because then you can pretty much have the truck sitting there running and driving, and then just take that week and just move it all over, and now boom, it's the new truck.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's pouring down rain here, and I'm in a metal building, and so if I can't hear you or I do something weird,
it's all right. It's about time to shut it down probably anyways, because it's almost midnight here and I'm ready to go to bed. I'm sitting here like we're trying to go to bed on my toolbox right now.
Dude,
I like
I've
what
had a real
Midnight.
good time hanging out with you guys and talking
Absolutely,
to you guys.
dude.
I really have.
I definitely want to do this again. I want to have more car discussions and more tool. I mean, I know I got a lot of tools on the channel, but I'm trying to combine them. You know, like I want to get this community really rocking where we can have good discussions about tools and cars and stuff like that, and just not like I try to stay away from the politics shit because it's mind boggling. You know what I mean? Like
Just depressing at the end
none
of
of
the
us going to come up with an answer for it.
Ending.
It's great. It's fun to talk about. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch the video Midnight for sure, 100%. I want to see this thing R190 with a straight 8. I love it, dude. You're a wild man, Midnight. You're a wild man. That's all there is to it. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Straight 8. Who's got a straight 8?
Yeah, dude. Midnight Road Garage has got this right here. I found an R190 cab in the woods, and I'm going to bring it out and try to do it with something with the worst idea I've ever planned forever, but I'm going to do it. Going to try to drag it a straight 8 out of the woods as well to power it.
Oh yeah,
I've watched. There's a Motor Trend type channel that
Somebody
does
send me a link
full
to that,
rebuild on a
so I
straight
won't
8,
forget.
and those motors are cool.
Yeah, Midnight Road Garage. Put your link in the chat or your Blue Run Beacon.
Yeah, straight 8 shit, man. I've never fooled with any of that straight 8 stuff. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Midnight Road Garage does some wild stuff, man. I was watching old videos of his from putting in car stereos. He's a wild man. He does it all. Henry is asleep already, Larry. No joke. I wore Henry out and I'm still going. That's the funny part. My poor dog. But my poor dog's older than me now, guys. So he's 8 years old. So in dog years, that's like, I think he's like 60.
Youngin.
No, he's 60. He's like 60 in dog years.
First 4 years on a small dog. First 4 years is 7 years. The next 4 years after that is 4 years for every year.
So what's that put him at? 6 years old, he was the same age as me.
Yeah, so first 4 years he would have been 32. And then if he's 8, the next 4 years it's gonna be 16. So 32 and 16, he's 48.
Yeah. So yeah, he's older than me. He's an old man now.
He's an old man.
But yeah, he was worn out running around. Dude, I wish I could have filmed it better. Honestly, I did a terrible job of where I picked the truck up at or doing filming. It was so swampy. They got a tractor in there. We had a Ford 4-wheel drive front wheel assist tractor come in to pull the truck out. And then he pulled the truck out, and I thought I could pull it up the hill, but it sunk right down in the mud on the side of the hill. And it wasn't even that big. And because the tires were flat, and that was the worst idea I ever had. Never, ever go pick up a car with flat tires unless you got to get air in them, get rollers for them. Like pulling that up on the trailer, the truck is on there cockeyed. It was an absolute ridiculous mess, and whatever. It was a pain in the ass, but I learned my lesson from that one. That was the first time I've ever picked up a vehicle with 4 flat tires, and never again.
Yep.
That was the first and the last right there. That's one lesson I learned from that. And then I was thinking to myself, you should have just done a will it run CP on this and drove it home. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that shit. I got all the tools in my garage. I'm not going to give that headache to myself. Like, why would I? Why would I put myself through that
on these fucking YouTube channels? Shit.
See, I'm not pointing anybody out on that, but I often wonder how much you're not seeing on some of those things.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because me, myself, my own opinion, I would never just roll up to somewhere and be like, this thing hasn't run in 30 years. Let's throw it together and drive it home.
And I don't know how.
I've watched a few recently, like this one guy named, what's his name? Something Pretty. James Pretty. They do like cab over trucks, like big rigs. They went up to he's from Georgia, like not too far from me, but I don't know him personally. And they went to like Arkansas and they bought a cab over like Kenworth, Aerodyne, old school Kenworth.
I'm not saying you can't do that stuff. It's just I'm not.
Oh, it took them like 7 days. Dude, it was a bigger project than they thought. You know what I'm saying? And
throw it on a trailer and deal with it later. I mean,
yeah, sometimes you get lucky and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna be here for 3 or 4 hours and fire this thing up. And then sometimes you're like, fuck. They rented an Airbnb house because they had to stay there so long.
Yeah, but it comes back to
great.
You drive that stuff.
Launched them from like 12,000 subscribers to like 15,000 subscribers.
Who is that?
YouTube content, but it's all.
I think his name's James Pretty.
Oh, I'll tell you that one guy that really went wild was that dude. Something. He's got a shop now. He's trying to keep up. He's even blown up on TikTok. He's like a country boy from down south there. Oh man, I can't think of what his name is. It's like Jameson or something like that, or he did like a Model A. He did Model A. There was no car there. It was like a Model A or something. There was no car, absolutely nothing left of the car. And he's like, let's do a will it run on it. And I was like, what are you gonna do when you get it running? The motor's junk. The car's junk.
All the parts in.
Yeah, there was nothing there. I can't think what the hell his name is. But he's kind of fun to watch. But I've seen him on TikTok, and he's got a shop. He's got so much shit going on because he blew up so fast. I'm like, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to get. And I think Vice Grip Garage blew up too fast too, because he seems like he's got too much going on too. Like he wants to do a lot of stuff, and it's cool.
He's spiraling a little bit.
Huh?
You can tell he's kind of spiraling a little bit. You know, you can tell he wants to step away a little bit, but he knows he can't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. He's married to it now, and the subscribers get pissed.
Right next to us at it was Sick Week in Florida.
Oh really?
Bad for him.
I mean, I didn't really talk to him. We were like walking. I mean, he was right next to us, literally, one day, and I
feel like I
have witnessed him flip on one of those checkpoints. He flipped a fucking trailer over. He had a little trailer behind his Chevelle. Yeah. He pulled out of the checkpoint. It was pouring down rain. He flipped that bitch over. The whole trailer flipped over, and there's fucking tires and fuel and shit going everywhere. I was like right there with my camera. I got a touch of that. It's on my channel. But he was not rude, but he wasn't very like.
He's got to be worn out.
Happy to be there.
Yeah.
No, he's got to be worn out. He's getting pounded. He's getting pounded. I would not want to be. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. I don't envy him at all for what he's doing
either.
Jennings Motorsports is the guy, and I just realized he hasn't put a video out in like 5 months, and his channel went from nothing to 154,000 subscribers. Oh no, he did one a month ago. I guess I've seen it, but he did. There's the one I watched. I'm not shitting you, dude. This one that I watched was literally a Model A that was I'm not even shit. There was nothing left of the car. I couldn't help but watch it. Will it run after 81 years? 1929 GMC truck. Was that the one? No. Here it is. Will it run after 72 years? 1930 Model AA Doodlebug.
Okay, different.
Yeah, dude, it was way different. I'll share the video in the link because it was like I was like, dude, props to you for doing this because this thing was absolutely. I mean, there's nothing there. It had a steering wheel and what resembled 4 tires. You know, like it was nothing. You're welcome.
Built the whole fucking car on spot.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of crazy shit like that. I watched his stuff. It's cool stuff because it's way out there, different from what everybody else. But he's on TikTok blowing up now, and it's like this guy's doing a lot of shit. He's going crazy. But he's got a couple of them. Will run after 93 years, 1917 Cadillac V8, and it's there's no wheels, no axles, no nothing sitting on the ground, and he gets it fired up. I mean, dude, this stuff it's absolutely pointless to do this because these things are absolute junk. And he's getting them to
the extreme.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Will it run after 26 years? A 1964 Rambler American wagon, and it's covered in moss and like this thing's
garbage. Have a fucking crew with you, man. There's no way yourself doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I remember watching. No, he doesn't have a crew. This guy sets it up. He even knocks his tripod over. He does all. This guy's legit. But he had one where he's done. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might be this Hillman 1962 Hillman Minx that he did, and he opens the hood, and it's nothing but a rat's nest. I mean, you can't even see the motor.
Yeah, I've seen people like open the hood and a fucking possum jumps out at them.
Yeah,
shit
dude,
like that. I'm like,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm out. Like, I don't even see the point of doing that stuff, but he did it, and I had to give him props for it. I always mention his channel every once in a while. The other guy that I really like now, though, that's doing it, and obviously I have a sweet spot for him is because he's a mechanic, is no nonsense know-how. Chris Hilbert, awesome. He is awesome. And I've been watching him for years. and he does bass dumpster. He's got a bass dumpster one. That dude's content is fire because he does everything like us mechanics would. He doesn't do any of that other hokey bullshit. Which once again, I'm not knocking on anybody else's chin. Don't get me wrong, but he does it. He does it legit. Like he does it like I would do it. So, he hooks up.
Real
He
time,
hooks,
real shit.
yeah, well, he hooks up. I have a motorcycle fuel tank for doing setting carb floats, and I see all these guys using them. They're starting to use them now. After Chris was using it, and I was like, I thought that was so hilarious because I'm like, oh, all these guys are using motorcycle float carbs tanks now instead of using boat tanks, and I'm like, why wouldn't you? You can hook it right up to the carb right there under the hood. It's a 1 gallon fuel tank and it's got a shutoff valve.
Right.
But and it's like just stuff like that, little things like that. I'm like, because that's how I'm going to do this. I'm not going to have no boat tank and do all that business and trying to get the fuel pump working and whatnot. Gravity feed that bitch. She'll be fun.
I wish you guys were down here next to me. We'd have so much fun.
Oh, dude. Trust me, there's so many cool people on YouTube that I would love to be able to like. I tried to meet dudes when he was coming through, but he went through Omaha on me instead of coming through Des Moines.
We're so spread out, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that work sometime soon.
For sure. Well, I got this truck now, so maybe one of these days I'll just tool up there with that and do something or do some kind of video. I had to get something going because I love the car stuff. I mean, I've been infatuated with the car stuff before I started the tool stuff. I've been watching the car videos,
Yeah, man. If you're not into tools, you're not into cars. You're not into cars, you're not into tools. It just mixes.
Dude, I don't talk. Well, the thing is, I sold everything. I sold it all. I sold everything 2 years ago before I started YouTube, and I literally had a Studebaker, I had a Bel Air, I had got a Ford LTD. I did all this shit. I did all this content, okay, that I could have made on YouTube, like that I see these guys doing now, and I'm like, shoot, this pisses me off. I got a Cummins running that was in the weeds. It was nothing. I mean, I've done in the tractors, like I did all this stuff. Had a 184 lowboy IH, did a Super M, did my Super C. I mean, I've done so much shit in my lifetime of all the stuff that like I see on YouTube. And it's like, man, I mean, like if I could have if I would have been filming this stuff before, I've owned almost 300 cars in my lifetime. And it's
I fucking feel you. I wish I would have filmed this shit when I had my in 2020 or no shit. I'm sorry. In 2010, I bought a fucking shop. I had a chassis dyno. I had a fucking Proline was coming down there with their Pro mods doing chassis dyno work at my shop. If I would have fucking known about YouTube, I mean, I knew there was like a thing, but I didn't know you could make money on it.
Oh, I always laughed at it. I scoffed at it. I was like, these guys doing videos on YouTube. How dumb. I was like, and here I am now. I mean, I scoffed on those guys and I'm like,
Dude, I had the best content in the fucking world like 10 years ago.
No shit.
I didn't even fucking think about recording or putting a camera on it or nothing.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep. I mean, dude, I've done nothing but build junk and put it together my whole life. I mean, that's all I've been doing. I like fixing up junk and driving it. That's what I like doing, I mean, this truck that's 2000
now. I mean, I think just getting shit together and enjoying yourself is more fun than like trying to be competitive.
Yeah, look at Chef. Chef's over here like, here, let me flex on you guys a little bit. I still have 60 vehicles I've been messing with for the last 33 years. Chef's got content for days. And I keep telling him, like, dude, why are you messing around? Corey, trust me. If I had the money and if I had the shop built and I had the money, there would be tractors and trucks going through here daily. This isn't. I looked at a $400,000 building. I mean, because I'm getting motivated to do this again. I was literally done with this stuff because when my dad passed away, I had so much shit because me and my dad got into so many cars. Like, I mean, not dude's level. You guys don't know. Dude has like 500 cars. But
Dude's got a whole junkyard.
Yeah. Dudes has how many acres do you have, dudes?
It's
25?
only like 10.
10's enough for all the cars. He did a walk around. He did a walk around video. Like,
He's
is
got
that
a
still
shitload
up?
of cars.
Well, it doesn't help that I buy I bought another one
Oh.
last weekend. So
Dudes
Yeah, he
is a
sent me a
hoarder.
picture. Hey, dude, I love it though. I mean, realistically, it used to be frowned upon. Now the shit's actually. That's the reason why I sold it, because I was getting frowned. Everybody kept telling me, "Why do you have all this junk?" And here I am, like, I'm like, yeah, maybe they're right. And I sold all this shit. You know what I realized? Don't listen to anybody. Fucking do what you want to do. People that tell you not to do something are just trying to. They're just trying to stop you from being
I
successful.
don't like them people.
Nope, I don't either, Dave. Like, I don't. I'm all for, like, hey, and it is what it is. I mean, I understand there's good criticism, but when a person's constantly saying, "Oh, you're dumb," "Oh, you're dumb for doing this," and they're not supportive of that, those people got to go.
it all comes down to, if somebody's telling you something that's detrimental to your well-being,
Yep.
that person cares about you.
Right.
If somebody's just telling you some shit because they're jealous of you or they just want what you have and they think you're just wasting your time or money, not because they care about you, just because they're just being who they want to be, whatever. I don't know. But you just don't listen to those people. And you gotta draw the line between.
Don't get it. They just don't get it.
No. Yeah. And that's why you got to be around like-minded people.
Yeah,
you got to find those people, and if those people aren't there to support you, you move on. And I told this to several people before. You gotta move on. If those people are not supporting, I mean, it's like what dude said. He said it better than I could say it. But if they're in it for your well-being, like, hey man, this isn't something you should be doing. I get it. But if you're doing something that's going to be there's a positive out of it, and it's not like going to like cost you a shitload of money and whatnot. Buying these old cars like this for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 is not the worst deal you can make in the world, and it gives you an opportunity to get out. Some guys are not doing anything. Like, getting out and doing a project is, like watching Puddin's Fab Shop. Your shit ain't gonna get done if you don't get off your ass. That's motivation. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to show people that this fat old bastard here can get out and do it. You can do it too. I mean, like, I hurt just the same as everybody else. I bleed just the same as everybody else. Yep. And I know everybody does. Like, I just want to motivate people to do the same because other people have motivated me.
Well said.
I bought one last Saturday. Sold it Saturday after. Yeah, dude, there's 50 vehicles here on 1 acre. I mean, dude, like, literally. No, I know, Corey, you're messing with me. Quick Wrench, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you too. So much shit I have done, and I wish I'd have filmed. I just need to start doing. Yeah, dude, you do. And I can encourage everybody to film, honestly, now, because that's the mistake I made. When I scoffed at this shit before and said, nah, it's a waste of my time. Dude, if I'd listen, like Dave said, if we started doing this shit 10 years ago, who knows where we'd be right now.
Yeah.
That's the cool part about YouTube is that you can make a little bit of, put it to you this way, even if you can make a little bit back to pay for your parts, and you basically got your time into the car, you're not going to make any money on YouTube. Nobody's going to say you make money on YouTube. But if you pay for the parts for your car, you are light years ahead of most of us were years ago.
Damn right.
Well, and that's just it. So that's why we got the old Dudes with Wrenches LLC. And we got all the tax papers the way they should be. We got, so if I can put on paper that I earned something to offset costs, that's all I need.
Exactly, dude. I mean, like, YouTube is a godsend for guys that have been losing their ass on money on cars for years. Honestly, in the big scheme of things, because you can get a couple $100. A couple $100 goes a long ways when you're buying parts for your old car. I mean, a couple $100 is a new set of plug wires. A couple $100 is a new cap and rotor. I mean, it ain't gonna. You ain't gonna get rich. A lot of people ain't gonna get rich on YouTube. I'm gonna be the bearer of bad news on that. Just because you get monetized, you ain't gonna get rich. I'm at 10,000 subscribers, and I'm not making like you. A lot of people go, man, you're at 10,000 subscribers, but I'm telling you what, dude, it ain't enough to change my life
I don't know what 10,000 looks like, but I know what 2,000 looks like. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not like everybody thinks it is.
And the
It's not.
people you really need to feel bad for are the people on TikTok.
People think
I do feel bad, dudes. That's why I try to motivate and promote.
They
people think when you
honestly
hit
think
1,000
they're getting
subscribers,
somewhere.
your life is going to change.
I've talked to a
it's
lot of
not.
guys on TikTok now that have 200, 300,000 followers, and they have the same thing to say. Do not think this is going to get you anything.
No. Do not think once you hit 1,000 that your life is going to change. What Dave said and what dude's saying. Like, do not look at it that way.
Hey
Look
guys,
at it. If you made $50, then you bought yourself a set of plug wires.
Those
If you
$50
make,
you didn't have before.
my battery's dying on my laptop. Love you guys. I'll see you
all right,
later.
see you, Dave. Yep. If you get them, if you drop off.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it's it's 100%. We'll start closing this down, but this is kind of my final word to you guys. Like, just don't look at this as a money making opportunity. Look at this as an opportunity to buy a few parts. That's it. If you get lucky to buy a few parts, if you get something that you make 50 to $100 or whatnot, that's all I've ever done. Dude, I put 20 some odd $1,000 I've bought on tools since I've been on YouTube. There ain't no way YouTube covered that. Not a chance. Nothing on YouTube covers what I do. YouTube has not made me a damn dime in 2 years, and that's a fact.
Yeah, I don't think
even if you count a couple people that have given me tools, a couple companies that paid me tools, which I have bought way more than fucking anybody has ever gave me on YouTube. And anybody that scoffs at that can lick my testy, because that's the real funny part is I see that I got monetized in April, made $87. But hey, dude, $87 is $87, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like $87 is. That's how I look at it. I'm grateful for whatever I get. If it's a couple $100, I'm tickled, because that's a couple hundred more than I had before. So, anything else you want to add, dudes?
No, I think you summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, meet a lot. That's the other thing is the invaluable thing right there is meeting all the new people. You're gonna be more. I have been more thankful for the ones I met, not so much the ones I shouldn't have met, but that's the one thing. Is that the friends that I've met and the relationships that I've met with the good people that I finally found, like dudes and a couple other people, invaluable. That's worth more to me than the weight of gold. I don't view YouTube as a job or a career unless you find it. If you make it and you make it and you get deal, it's good. That's awesome, man. I'm not out to. I don't wish anybody to not be successful. I hope everybody gets it. If your boat comes in, your boat comes in. Like, get it. I hear you raging. I'm all about the friendships. I've met this guy right here has been on my YouTube for years now. Fearless was he was just a little fella, and now he's all grown up and doing all sorts of grown up things. But blew by 600 on my B day. Yeah, dude. You just can't look at it as a money making opportunity. You got to look at it every day that you do it as just do it for fun and the people you meet. Because I'm telling you what, you're going to go a lot farther than anything else. So with that, I'm ready to sign off. Go check out Dudes with Wrenches. Check out Hot Rod Dave. Check out Cletus, stuff with Cletus. Go check out all those guys, as always. Guys, dudes, anything you want to add?
No, they're going to wrap it up.
All right, buddy. Well, that's it. That's the show for tonight. We went pretty long, 4 hours. It's been a long time since I've done that, and I'm pretty wore down. My mullet's twisted in ways that I didn't think it could be today. So thank all you guys for being in here. Thank all you guys that made hit the like buttons. Thank all you guys that gave super chats. Appreciate every one of you guys that are subscribed to my channel. Love the fact that when I get this right here, that comment makes it all worthwhile. Great live stream. CP is getting out of here. So keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching, fellas.